go. That's why I think I believe it. Yeah. And I'm just ready not to talk about it.
Oh, are you really? I remember last year when you were on vacation at this time, there's something on Twitter popped up where you were in some debate if it was called, like, is pee and squirt the same thing? Oh. I remember there was like this Twitter symposium that you were involved in.
That must have been a big vacation for me.
I
can't remember.
Oh, that's right. I thought you like were pee and like I thought that was a name for Pepper and Jeannie, but Pepper and Jeannie wasn't around then. Yeah, that's right. What the hell was that?
It was like in Iggy
like there was a notification. Iggy is live in a symposium on his pee and squirt the same thing.
I think I was watching a live podcast by somebody I follow, and it's a nobody, but I was following this girl. And there was a chat going on, and I said something. I said, "Oh, I interviewed such and such," and she talked all about it. And then she said, "Can I bring you on?" I said, "Sure." I guess you got a notification that Iggy is going live with such and such, and we just talked about that.
Professional career.
I don't remember that, but now
how would you be an expert on that subject?
I wasn't an expert. I said I interviewed a porn star that talked about it.
Oh,
Joanna Angel, that's an expert. You want to talk about an expert?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? She sprays?
Oh, my gosh.
Becky LeSabre, too, is good at that.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, this is Doug Vaughn for Sound Story, the perfect gift for this holiday season. I've been hosting Sound Story interviews for the last couple of years, and I've enjoyed the chance to talk with so many people and hear their life stories. And with the holidays approaching, you can get your mom, dad, or grandparents a gift they will love with just a couple of clicks at mysoundstory.com. This holiday season, Sound Story is giving 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which you or one of your loved ones is interviewed by your choice of one of our professional interviewers, including myself, Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett, or even KG in O-Town. Go to mysoundstory.com for more information and enter promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Purchase your loved one's gift certificate today. Schedule your Sound Story later. Again, that's mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Sound Story. For you, for them, forever.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
The T.R. Hughes Homes for the Holiday Sale is going on now for the rest of the year with unbelievable savings. Hi, I'm Tom Hughes with T.R. Hughes Homes. We have several brand new completed T.R. Hughes homes that are ready now for immediate move-in. Some of these homes are already discounted between $30,000 and $50,000 off regular price, and each home will be discounted another $5,000 every week in December until they're gone. Wait a week or two or three for a lower price and take the chance someone else just bought your dream home. Wooded half-acre home sites in Arbor Valley and Winsville. A beautiful country setting in Riverdale, just 9 minutes from the St. Peter's Deerbergs, and Charlestown Landing in St. Charles City near Newtown. Don't miss this unbelievable chance to save tens of thousands of dollars on completed, move-in ready T.R. Hughes homes. This sale is over on December 31st. All of us at T.R. Hughes Homes would like to say thank you to the several thousand families that have trusted us to build your dream home over the last 30 years. From our family to yours, we would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Open up your TMA mobile app and enter keyword laugh to see comedian actor Sebastian Maniscalco at Enterprise Center on December 14, 2024 on the It Ain't Right Tour. Enter to win right now.
Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You're listening to TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Michelob Ultra Studios. It's the Muggin-Ass St. Louis Acura, Muggin-Ass Burkhardt Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Timothy, Michael McKernan, Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you. Come on in. The water is warm. The EDF Group sponsor of the text inbox, 314-881-TMA5. And, of course, you are welcome to email in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Design, Air sponsor of the email of the day. Gabe will be with us at 9 o'clock, presented to you by James Carlton. And Doug, the table has been set. The question is what you want to do with it.
Oh. Well, are we searching for a lead? Is that the deal?
What's Sadie Hawkins?
Iggy announced that he won $6 gambling this weekend. That's right up there near the top.
$12.
$12, $6 twice he won.
Yeah, well, DraftKings Golf and DraftKings Football.
Okay. So he's walking in tall cotton. We got the Ohtani signing. Oh, you got the Blues kind of falling apart.
Rom joined Liv, although that was Thursday, wasn't it?
Yeah, and now someone else is going there too, right?
Kansas City
Now
got screwed.
potentially.
Yeah.
Cody Schrader finished 8th in the Heisman voting.
I don't know how we'll all squeeze it in. Tim,
Yeah.
in
Should we do
3 hours.
6, 7 hours?
Yes.
You want to do 7 hours?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave at 10, but the rest of you should stay and talk.
Mizzou lost to KU.
That's all right. Jackson, how are you doing with that?
Was expected.
They actually played kind of better than I thought they would.
Yeah, there's no moral victories, though, baby. It's binary. Win or loss, and they lost.
You like that? It's binary. Baby.
What do you mean it's binary?
We got
One
a
or the
t-shirt
other.
that says it's binary, baby.
It's one or the other. You either win or lose, and they lost.
Yeah. Well, they got a fast start there, up by 9, and they had all kinds of short, easy shots that they just missed.
Yeah, that's the old difference. It's a 20-2 run to finish out the half. That'll screw you.
Yeah. But it's not like they
We got
couldn't,
Gary Pinkel waiting, and I want to talk some Mizzou.
How about that?
it's not like they couldn't get good shots. They had them and just couldn't make them. Short shots, easy shots.
Yeah, it's tough to win on the road in college basketball.
But it's binary, apparently.
It is, win or loss.
What goes through your mind when you see the ball actually go through the hoop there?
Well, I knew it was good.
Yeah.
See, there's that.
That's why they put the nets on there. Otherwise, there'd be all kinds of arguing and everything. Did it go in? Sure it did. No, it didn't. It didn't hit anything.
He asked the first question at those press conferences, too.
I don't think he goes to those anymore.
But when he did he get the first question like at basketball games, too?
I don't remember.
'Cause that would have been the worst first question ever.
I don't care about Mizzou hoops. Did Jackson see his gal pal again, Doug? That's from the Looster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
How was it?
great.
Is she binary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, Jackson with like kind of a condescending social
He did?
media.
I didn't know.
You catch that? I caught it.
It was an odd question. I didn't mean to come off condescending.
Well, binary seems to be our word here for the first 5 minutes or so.
That's right.
It's just using it as such that like there are no moral victories.
Where did you go? I need to know this. I
We went to the brewery lights. AB.
don't know what that means.
The brewery lights. Anheuser-Busch decorates with lights every year.
And so you
the
want to look at
brewery.
lights?
And they give you can walk around and see all the lights, and they serve hot cocoa.
Yeah, he
And
loves
snacks.
Come on, Jackson.
It's the kind of place where families go and take pictures, or maybe a second date.
Then we went to dinner afterwards.
Where'd you go?
Guido's on the hill.
Oh,
Right, so
that's
getting more fancy.
getting awfully close to your
Was
pad.
Guido's
too.
nice?
Oh yeah.
I
Really,
didn't know
really cool
that.
spot. I'd never been there before.
Next stop, Canetto's, Bartolino's.
You take her back to show her your charcoal etchings?
But no, I don't have any charcoal etchings.
Oh, you don't?
Even though that's something I might want to invest in.
Yeah. So it went well.
It did.
It went well, and there'll be a third date as well, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'd have to say, if you went to Guido's, it's on the hill, right?
Yes, sir.
You live on the hill, right?
I do.
All right. That's second date, close to your house. Go back for a nightcap?
Nope.
Oh.
I'm going to call.
Did you at least drive this time?
Of course.
You went and picked her up?
No. She works kind of near me, so she drove to my place and I drove us there.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And she didn't come in. Her car was there.
Nope, she did not.
Wow.
Disappointed, buddy.
So she just honked and you ran out?
I'm not.
Jackson's not going to do well. I can tell he's getting frustrated.
It's a second date. You're not me, so God love you.
You don't have Iggy's style.
No, it's not
his
style.
closing ability.
No, he's got couth. He's not trying to bang every woman he dates. He wants a relationship, and God love him for that.
Do you feel better about her today than you did last month's bat?
Yeah. Yep.
Have the parents met this lady yet?
No.
Not to mention her hot body that looks hot in a bikini.
Jackson, I gotta say, it's gotta be tough at your age to actually go out with a woman on this show.
I walk with Iggy on that take. It's tough.
You should just
because
never
it's a
say
different-
anything. Probably.
Yeah, it's a different deal because he actually wants to care about somebody and not just what do you call it? Stick it in.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I mean it's a fine line you walk, but hey, it's the price.
That's why
for greatness.
he gives more of his heartfelt emotions on Balloon Party.
Yeah, that's where I really open up.
Well, Iggy has suave.
Take off the outer shell.
Do you feel like you have suave?
I try. You either have or you don't. Again, binary.
I don't think it's something you have. I think it's something that you either are or are not.
Yeah, you can learn to be suave. Girls love sex. I can teach how to dress and.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, how would you coach up Jackson?
Oh, I think Jackson's fine.
Virgin's still a virgin. Come on, dude. That's from the Warson Woods Wacko.
Okay.
He's not even entertaining that.
Well, how is one supposed to respond to that?
No, you're not supposed to, really. Iggy, what's good advice for a gentleman? Maybe not Jackson, just anyone in general on the way to dress.
Give some counsel
for some early dates.
We'll find something nice. I would say a nice pair of jeans.
Nice.
With a nice pair of dress
Don't
shoes.
say nice. Don't say nice.
Well, I mean, you could wear a ratty pair of jeans that have rips in them. I'm talking about a nice pair of jeans that fit nicely.
The girls like those jeans with the rips in them.
Maybe a nice pair of loafers.
It was three different
nice pair of Kohan loafers. A shirt untucked, but one that fits untucked. They actually make shirts they call Untuck It. With a jacket.
A jacket being a sport coat?
Yeah.
I just think the gray and the pink would pop.
I would say a nice pair of jeans. When I say jeans, fairly faded, that type of material, not these dark black jeans, or a nice pair of faded jeans with a pair of Kohans, and then a white Oxford with maybe a dark blue blazer.
What the hell are Kohans?
It's a brand of shoes.
Okay. I must not be fashionable enough.
Make sure your hair is nice. Don't have it flying all over the place. Use a little gel if you have to.
Is that how you look when you went
Somebody's
up?
pissing right next door to us.
Oh.
Maybe a nice watch.
Nice watch.
And then as you get to know the girl, then you can dress how you want. But
You want to make a strong first impression.
oh yeah, you have to. You can't show up late for a date looking like crap. Sorry, didn't get a chance
my
to take
God.
a shower. Didn't get a chance to take a shower.
I feel like they've.
I wonder if the audience could hear the
I
flushing.
think they took the silencer off that thing.
I can't hear it. I don't hear it.
Oh, it is.
Like a rocket was launched next door to us.
And the sound stories are much because we have 5 people talking. Like when it's just like one-on-one, you can almost hear it like oh, nice.
I must have great headsets that just drown out everything because I can't hear any
Well, I always have
pissing.
one
I
ear
can't hear
out.
any toilet flushing. I can't hear any grunting if somebody's dropping a deuce.
Is it possible we could put another layer of insulation on that one wall there that's between us and the restroom?
Or we could go back to our old studio.
Yeah, you do realize like you would have to just take off. I mean, it would be a lot.
It might
I don't
not
know
be.
if the juice is worth the squeeze. They put us in an auxiliary studio.
Don't say auxiliary. I think they could just take down one of these canvas wall coverings and put more, insulation on that, and that might do it. Why don't you get busy on that after the show? you bring some extra insulation with you?
No.
You didn't? Well, maybe we will have to look into an auxiliary studio. I just don't understand why you'd have to use the word auxiliary.
I like that.
How about a different?
I can teach you how to dress was the threat for the possum. Colts lost yesterday to someone, can't recall who, but it was ugly. Also, coincidentally, Ken couldn't hear the breathing either. Hashtag at the olds. Doug, that's from our Colts columnist, Brian Henshin.
Well, he didn't get anybody in here, so there you go.
You can't hear the flushing because you never stop talking. Muzzle it, you throat-clearing smokestack. That's Nathan from the east side of Alton, and he's not happy.
My goodness.
Guys, what is the advantage of this studio versus the old one? That's from Caller Ellen. Doug, I believe the reasoning for moving us into this studio was for the wrapping for what initially was Ryan Kelly and Michelob Ultra sponsorship. If you watch on YouTube, and many people do, and then they go back and they watch it, even if they're not live streaming it, then people watch afterwards if they didn't watch it live, and then now for Brown and Crouppen. So it is, as is with any decision, it surrounds revenue and or expense. In this case, Doug, revenue. So there you go.
It's a little bit larger. It's right across the hall from the employee lounge, which is nice. We do have our own restroom. The problem is other people use it during our show, and when they flush, we can hear it. That's really the only downside.
Well, the other one had a window, which in the winter is nice. You know, when it's cold outside, you look out the window, see a little sun. The other one had a door with with a window on it, so you could see through. When other stations got guests, I could grab them.
Well, why don't we swap out doors? We could swap out the doors.
And the other one had a Learn cutout. This one has a Learn sticker.
Well, you could have taken that with us.
We need a going private area. And there's room here.
Definitely.
There wasn't room in the old studio.
Yeah. Because that certainly needs to be on the docket for 2024.
I think it's so perfect. You can put your sponsored decal on it.
Right.
I mean, it would take
a curtain to close ourselves off, and we can speak privately with any listener who'd like to go private.
It's hot, and I like it. It's hot. Hey, I'm going to ask Burkhardt. Alton Toyota is the presenting sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour, along with great people at stlouisacura.com. Doug, give me, just one thing you like about Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota.
Just how pleasant everyone is in general. Just how pleasant. There's no high pressure. There's no anxiety there. Everyone is just so wonderful to you, no matter what you're doing. If you're looking to buy a new or used car, or having your car serviced, just call in for a service question, whatever. They're all just so pleasant, so professional.
Yeah. Good people.
Yeah.
Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganess, Ryan Seiberg, the whole team at Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned car? Doesn't matter. Go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And even if you didn't get your car from Munganess, to get your car serviced at Munganess, just go to stlouisacura.com or altontoyota.com. And then there's a secret number, which is 314-252-0029. It's Munganess, St. Louis Acura, and Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. 7 o'clock hour sponsor, official automotive provider of TMAN, the Tim McKernan Show podcast. And Jackson and I will be getting right to it at 11:30 QFTA live on the TMA YouTube channel today. You can send your questions. Really prefer your holiday erotic stories. T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. We will be live on the YouTube channel at 11:30. Send your emails, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com. If you are feeling sluggish on a Monday, it might just be because it's a Monday, but it also could be low testosterone, low energy, motivation, weight gain, muscle loss, you're tired all the time, irritable. Well, those are symptoms of low testosterone, and Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Even if you had testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies, and Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at. Come get checked with Mentality. Testosterone therapy helps men regain normal function and restores their ability to perform normally at all levels. Go to lowtusa.com and work with Mentality. If you would like to get checked out, I've been checked out. It's a very easy process. It's Mentality at lowtusa.com. com mentality. Send your emails in for our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today at 9:45. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Gather with other friends of the Feather in the YouTube chat. YouTube.com/TMASTL. That is where you can gather. And, of course, call in at 636-9004-TMA. Doug, we're only a handful of days away from Thursday, December 14th. At Hot Shots in Webster Groves for the TMA Year-End Awards. Who will be crowned the Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year? Find out at Hot Shots in Webster on Thursday. And please bring a new and unwrapped toy for Annie's Hope on behalf of the great Jennings Randolph Jr. Pony coming on Thursday.
Unwrapped toys, right?
Yep. Pony coming on Thursday, and it's going to be hot. I expect lots of group sex. I don't know about one-on-one sex because I think that brings emotion into it, and I think it's just going to be more group sex.
Well, last year you had your thing at the dumpster in the back.
Yeah, that
Are
was
you planning
manual.
anything special this year?
Mouth.
Getting up in the world.
Yeah, no, I want to move on. I want to advance.
Now you get to know these listeners a little better.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Get to know the
Doug is
listener
not taking
better.
questions. I am.
Maybe nobody can answer it.
What sort of question?
But it's it's basically for the listeners because Marty has fun with our show when he does our promos and stuff.
Hubbard Marty.
Marty has fun with it. But the promo I heard for the end year reward said, "Bring an unwrapped toy."
End year rewards.
That isn't a terrible question.
Bring an unwrapped toy and get in for free. Does that mean if you don't bring a toy, you have to pay to get in?
Doug, you handle all this?
I don't know. I don't handle any of this.
I think the thought is you can just go get a toy and be nice for the kids. I think everyone does.
Yeah, but for the
I don't
listeners, I think, well, God, if I don't bring a toy, I can't go. What does it cost me to get in if I don't bring a toy? I was just curious. For the listeners, I don't really care if they have to pay or not. I'm just.
The toy would cost you the amount of gas you're going there for.
All right, but what if you don't bring a toy?
Well, then
It's time to
we
answer.
haven't discussed this.
you
I
need to
don't
look
know.
inward.
What's
then
it cost?
and Really dig deep in your
Yeah, I would
soul.
think everybody will bring a toy, but
Is there maybe a cover charge there? On
that's what I'm
Thursday
asking. I
nights?
don't know.
I don't know.
It says bring an unwrapped toy and get in for free.
Get Hot Shots on the horn. See if they have a cover.
I mean, I don't think we charge to get into our events, but
Well, gosh, I don't know. Well, now we're
I don't know.
stumped.
Do you have the promo that we can listen to, Palazzi? I mean to put you on the spot, but maybe I'm missing something in the promo.
Stuff, guys.
Okay.
Wildly entertaining stuff,
Okay.
guys.
No, I can't
Come on,
just like
Joe.
actually pull up. I don't have access on this computer to open
Okay.
up commercial spots from this computer.
No biggie. I'm just. Well, bring a toy. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's the idea of it anyway. It's a
There
toy
we go.
thing.
No, but maybe somebody forgets a toy. Oh, what does it cost me to get in?
Wow, what a profoundly stupid question.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, I hope you
Brian
show up and they
Henson.
charge you $50 to get in and you don't bring a toy.
He's got a Colts game to cover.
It starts with a G and ends with an ale vulva.
Yeah, why don't you come in for the holidays, Hinch, and come to the thing and then get in with no toy, and I hope they charge you $100 to get in. But I'm trying to help you out before the event.
If you forget a toy, you can probably go next door to the CVS and pick one up there real quick.
Ooh.
I thought it was a legitimate question. I don't know.
The guys had a nice visit with Tommy last night. Tommy Mattern.
Mm-hmm.
He was glad the skeleton is finally fixed. Iggy, he asked that you make sure he and I have a table together Thursday night. Said you have no other responsibilities. You can at least do that much. That's from Beer Cats. Beer Cats was hanging out with Tommy?
I don't think Tommy gets to the other side of the river, some podunk bar to have a beer.
Oh, he lives on this side of the river now. He lives across the street from, like, the Enterprise Center.
I doubt he saw Tommy Mattern last night.
Okay.
Jay Boyd is listening. Doug, you know Jay Boyd from
Sure.
Hot Shots. And he said, never a cover at Hot Shots. Come on, Iggy.
What do you mean, come on, Iggy?
Jay Boyd, what do you mean, come on, Iggy?
I'm sure listeners hear the promo. Wouldn't they get confused? They said, well, I guess I got to go buy a toy. Maybe that's Marty saying, you know, I'll do this saying you get it for free. Now I'll go buy a toy. Maybe that's Marty doing that, hoping everybody's going to buy a toy because I don't want to pay to get in.
Yeah.
But it does say if you don't bring a toy, if you bring a toy, you get in for free. But Marty does have fun with our promos from time
Sure
to
he
time,
does.
so
He
that could be
absolutely
it.
does.
But
Steve Sparky Pfeiffer.
Will he be there?
he didn't learn under Sparky Pfeiffer.
Whatever happened to Sparky?
Let's look him up on Twitter.
He's probably running some Barrett Sports Media.
Sparky is such a good nickname.
Wouldn't it be funny if Barrett was out?
Oh, there it is. Quick and easy. Steve
What do we got?
Pfeiffer, at Sparky Radio.
Ooh, Doug.
Where's he working?
How come there isn't an at Doug Radio?
There should be.
Up in there in Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee.
Packers fan.
Okay.
Talking Packers on Curd and Long.
Curd.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I like that Curd and Long up in cheese country.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like somebody to take over sports media or Barrett Sports Media and say, well, he said if you don't want my chair, there's a problem. So I wanted your chair, so you're out.
Dude,
I
that's
just took
crazy.
it.
He has, I got to look before
I'll finish.
He has 55,000. What's the deal? 55,000 tweets.
Oh, my God.
That's a lot.
He's prolific.
That's a lot.
Is he using memes?
Oh, there's a bunch of retweets, just a bunch of everything.
When you say Beer Cats lives across from the Enterprise Center, do you mean like literally across the street, like on the sidewalk? Because Beer Cats being homeless wouldn't surprise me, Doug. That's
No.
Mr. Licks, who I guess is sideways with Beer Cats.
He lives in that condo building. It's part hotel, part condo building with the big mural on the side of it.
I think it says Midtown on it.
I'm not sure what it says on there.
So when you say you live downtown, and I say you live in Midtown, the name of your building actually says where you live, Midtown.
Go back on vacation and sit a few plays out, you rattling bag of bones. Doug, that's from Chris Raby.
Rattling bag of bones.
Well, you know what my next vacation is, Ravi. Everybody knows.
No, we don't know. When is it?
Week after Christmas.
Oh.
There you go.
Except it'll be tied into a few other days because Christmas is on a Monday and then we're off the 26th.
I don't think we are.
I thought we are off on the 26th.
Dude, I have the holiday list from Hubbard.
Our holiday schedule, she was shocked. She was like, how do you guys not have the 26th off? And I said, I don't think we do.
Well, it's a Hubbard company
They
policy.
do and we don't?
She was surprised, but didn't confirm if it was a Hubbard holiday or if she was surprised that we as a show didn't take off. I wasn't for sure. I didn't get the tone and I didn't ask.
I don't think shows
Well,
are allowed
individuals
to
can take off whatever they want.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know.
I would think
I'm expecting to come to work on the 26th.
Yeah, I would have thought that because, people are with their families and probably up late that they give us the 26th off. Could be wrong. Either way, I'm off the week after Christmas, so.
Let me see.
But if we're off on the
Doug.
26th, my vacation is going to start on the 27th, then I will take Monday and Tuesday the following week off for my 5 days.
Let's see, Doug. Christmas is a holiday at Hubbard. So I'm not sure what Courtney's talking about. But I like Courtney. I've decided I'm a Courtney.
No, I
Ranger
said the
Lemming, by way.
26th.
Yeah, Christmas is a holiday at Hubbard. I have all the holidays in 2023 listed. Doug, I also have the holidays in 2024 listed.
Have you?
So we're working the 26th?
Hubbard is working. Yeah. Whether you want to work, that's up to you. I'm taking
I'm on
vacation
so
myself.
You're on vacation too?
Yeah.
Oh, so am I.
Nice.
Dude, what are we going to have here?
Well, I got no one.
Me, Doug, and Jackson, really?
KG will be full time. Well, he kind of is already. If he's not taking vacation.
You do it best of.
Why would you get the 26th off? That's from Big Old Fan.
Well, because
I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised we don't. I'm not mad we don't, but very surprised that we don't.
Well, we're off the day after Thanksgiving. Aren't we?
Yeah.
Iggy has a good point. That actually is a very valid point. But I'm not mad either way.
No,
I'm
on vacation.
I assume we did.
We have the responsibility to inform the public of the latest news and updates. So if we have to be here every day, fellas, I'm all in.
Look for the Big Old Fan. He just clocks in every day. Just work 12. He's a grinder. You could just tell by that text. He'd get no days off.
I mean, the point is that
you're making an award.
They give us after Thanksgiving because they know everybody's going to be with their families, eating, drinking, being up late probably. So get the next day off. And same with Christmas. They're opening presents, you're having dinner, you're drinking with everybody. Give them the next day off.
See, our family is always a morning, early afternoon Christmas present opener. But I know a lot of families that do the evenings for whatever reason.
Christmas evening?
Christmas evening, yeah. For whatever reason,
I've heard of people
family
who do
traveling into
Christmas
town later.
Eve. Yeah.
Well, we do because, all the kids are, with their other families. All the families get together. So I go over late because, Jessica's with her kids and Olivia's with her kids and Michelle's with her kids. And then after all the kids do the presents, then we all come over in the afternoon, sit around, get out the ham and shrimp and everything. Then everybody, because we do a, what do you call it, steal your neighbor thing. That's usually about 5, 6, 7 o'clock we do that, and the kids open their presents. So it's late before we actually start opening presents with the family.
You're supposed to open presents Christmas morning.
With the kids, your own family. We've got like 6 families that get together. I'm not going to go to everybody's, don't open them till I get there. I'm not part of their kids. So the older people do their own Christmas with their own kids and family, and then all the Strode family gets together in the evening.
And have game night.
No games, I don't think. So that's why they usually give the day after a holiday off. So I'm surprised.
Because of the Strode.
No, I'm surprised. Everybody. I'm surprised we're not off on the 26th.
Well, you ought to talk to Tommy about it privately.
Well, I'll let Beercat
Actually,
do it for me.
don't. Live stream that conversation, please.
Either way, I'm going to take off. But I was saying, if that's a Hubbard holiday, then my vacation will start on the 27th, which would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then I would take the Monday, Tuesday
Okay, we don't
off.
care. We don't care.
But now I'll be taking Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday off to get my 5 days.
Okay.
I'm sure the listeners want to know that, just like the promo.
Well, I don't know.
Doug, here are your Hubbard holidays in 2024.
Okay, let's hear.
January 1st, 2024.
Nice.
January 15th, 2024.
What's that?
Martin Luther King Day. May 27th, 2024. Memorial Day. Thursday, July 4th, 2024. Independence Day. Friday, July 5th, 2024. Discretionary holiday.
What?
Friday, July 5th, 2024. Discretionary holiday.
Discretionary. The day after 4th of July?
That's correct.
People will be out partying, so they're going to give them the day off.
Monday, September 2nd, 2024. Labor Day. Thursday, November 28th, 2024. Thanksgiving Day. Friday, November 29th, 2024. Day after Thanksgiving.
There you go.
Wednesday, December 25th, 2024. Christmas.
Well, that's a nice little schedule.
And not the 26th.
That's correct.
Doesn't matter to you because you always have your vacation then anyway.
It's all right.
Okay.
And I open up my email, and sure enough, it's that time of the month. Sign in, please. So, where's Drew?
I love how you have a time of the month.
Yeah, that's my cycle. That time of the month. Sign in, please. Okay, no emails from me.
And you still can't remember the password?
It has nothing to do with my password. It has to do with that, whatever that app is you got to go to after that.
Nobody cares! Stop this! No! Danny Tanner is out of his mind. He's losing it. Can we just not with this clown today? No one cares. That's from Get Busy Fitness.
You don't want to know when we're off and when we're on?
Not really. They don't really
You
care
may,
about
you may
that.
be
No.
listening on the 26th, and you think, it's the best of, and we're on the air.
Now that Iggy and Tim are confirmed out, I think they're just going to act like we are off.
I don't think a lot of people plan their radio listening 3 weeks in advance to know or care who's going to be on the air.
A lot of people do. A lot of people turned it off last week when Tim was off.
You think people
I got
do?
checked out.
They plan their morning radio listening 3 weeks in advance.
You never know. Maybe they're planning their vacation around it, their holidays.
No one does that. No
Big
one.
Eagle fan says so. It should be a Hubbard holiday because you open presents late. Man, your world is an interesting place. Doug, that's Big Old fan.
Don't you have a few cocktails at Christmas in the evening?
No.
Well,
Absolutely
people can
not.
schedule vacation. And do.
I know they can, but I just always thought we had the day after Christmas off. We got the day after Thanksgiving off.
Yeah. Well, we kind of went through that.
Yeah, I'll
Next
stop.
year we will as well.
I'll stop. Well, next year, my vacations.
Tim, do you have the 2025 schedule handy? That's from Steven time. Seriously, this guy made a big deal about only having 2 weeks of vacation, and he's used one for his arm ouchie in the spring and then his traditional post-Thanksgiving. Where is the post-Christmas vacation time coming from? That's from Gummy, who is now tracking Iggy's vacation.
Yeah, well, we take sick days too, buddy, and personal days, so I don't know where you work.
Oh, gosh, now you're mad at this guy. You called him buddy and everything?
Gummy's a buddy. Guys, should we get the Tuesdays after Labor Day and Memorial Day off now as well? That's from the Hunchback of Von
Would be
Castle.
nice.
We're off the day after 4th of July because, people are going to be lighting fireworks and drinking.
Well, maybe curtail some of the drinking. You got to go to work the next
drink
day.
that much.
I believe the reason for the 4th of July holiday is because in 2024 it's a Thursday. And so just a lot of people
bombs with your moms.
have a 4-day weekend. I believe that's the reason.
Well, if we had Christmas Eve, it would be a 4-day weekend, too. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Think about that, Doug.
Okay, it's too late to think about it. The schedule's already been made. You just have to kind of go with it.
I'm going to talk to Mr. Hubbard.
You think he's the one who does the schedules?
Or maybe Beer Cat's talked to him. I don't know.
Beer Cat talks to...
Well, he said he talked to Tommy. Maybe he talks to everybody from here.
Just to get everyone's schedule straight. What a hassle for the people who run the place. If all the listeners called, wanting everyone's schedule.
Hey, I got a question about your scheduling, your holidays. They talked about it today.
Well, as long as we just show up and give people news and updates, we've done our job.
Holy hell, this turd's insufferable. That's from the pig of the coal mines.
Gosh.
When I hang out with Tommy next week, I'll make sure he knows you have gifts to open Christmas night and you need Tuesday off, idiot. That's from Beer Cats.
All day. You've got Christmas Eve to open them, and you've got Christmas all morning, afternoon. You don't have to open them at night.
I don't care. I'm off anyway.
It's your standard vacation schedule.
Everybody knows that.
Not everyone knows it.
Harrison's brother Master is with Gummy. They're launching an investigation into Iggy. Iggy's vacation. I'm with Gummy. Earlier in the year, Ken took a week off acting sick. Then came back and said he wasn't even sick and should have come in, but he didn't because Tim was out. That's from Harrison's brother Master.
Yeah, I was serious about that. People are dolts.
Oh. Gosh. It's awfully early in the week to be at odds with the listening audience.
Christmas is on a Monday, dumbass, not 4 days off. That's from Mr. Bojangles.
Well, do the math here, dumbass. If we're off Saturday and Sunday, Christmas on a Monday. If we had the Christmas or we had the second day, we had the 26th off, that would be 4 days in a row, wouldn't it?
Well, Saturday and Sunday kind of goes. That's a regular.
Yes, and then Monday, Tuesday, that's 4 days. I don't think he can count.
Oh. Well.
Anyway, I'm done with that.
I
started this by asking a question for the listeners. I try to be nice to the listeners.
Yeah.
That's how this whole thing started about the promo.
Yeah.
And somehow we got into vacation.
No cover charge ever at Hot Shots. We found that out.
I hope you all show up.
So you've gone after the sponsors and management. Who's next?
I haven't gone after sponsors or management.
Well, Jay Boyd texted me he wasn't happy with the cover thing, and then Hubbard not having us off on the 26th.
Well, I just asked a question. I thought we were off. I thought we were off last year on the 26th. I was, but I thought it was a holiday.
I think they gave us the whole week off.
But it started as a...
They gave us the whole week off, which seemed awfully generous.
Now, maybe the 26th was on a Sunday last week. Christmas maybe was on a Saturday last week. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, I just asked a question. The same with that. I was just trying to help Jay Boyd out.
Yeah.
What if somebody doesn't show up? I don't have a toy. I'm not going. I'm not paying. Because the promo said, bring a toy, get in for free, which basically means if you don't bring a toy, you got to pay.
Beer Cat says this is Iggy's 4th week of vacation this year. Next time I hang out with Jesse at a concert, we will be talking about Ken's PTO. That's from Beer Cats. Tell you he was the Milagro to be a listener of the month in January.
Right. Isn't it amazing? These people were almost at the end of the year and they know how many days they've taken off.
Yeah. Well, we talk about it a lot. Quite a bit.
I turned this off 10 minutes ago. Just tuned back in. He's still going on about this. It's from Midge or Madge.
Well, I'm basically answering what the texters are. Texters won't let it alone.
It's their fault.
I said I'm done with it. They keep texting in. Get to another subject, texters.
Tell these hijacks to back off Iggy. If my guy wants a couple extra days of vacation due to his family's late afternoon ham and shrimp eating habits, then Tommy and Hubbard better start planning appropriately. Doug, that's from Gunter.
I think that's true. You sound like Iggy's agent.
Not just me. A lot of people go into the evening
You couldn't eat ham early in the evening and then show up for work the next day? That's too much to ask a man?
It doesn't matter to me. I'm off anyway.
Oh, that's right.
I'm trying to figure out if I take the next Monday or Tuesday off, because that would be 5 days.
Yeah.
If it's already a holiday, a Monday, Tuesday, then I'm not taking just the week off. I would only get 3 days off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would take the following Monday and Tuesday off.
Well, sure
But you'd still be off 5 days. Who gives a damn if you're using the vacation or not?
Well, I'm trying to help you guys out.
With what?
See, if you guys don't have to come in on the 26th, well, you're off too, so it doesn't matter.
Is anyone coming in the 26th?
There'll be a boycott outside. Iggy said we should have off. Nobody listens to me.
Because this is such hard work. You'd hate to have to show up another day. This is back-breaking work. People don't appreciate that. They think we just come here and sit around and talk for a while.
Now, just for that, I'm not taking a vacation. I'll be in there.
It's out. Everything's out. Kind of a
January
protest.
1st is a Monday and a holiday, you moron!
Oh.
That is true, Iggy. January 1st is a Hubbard holiday. And I believe a national holiday,
It's
Doug.
always been a holiday.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times people will take the second off, too, because they're up celebrating the first and they're all
They're not.
over.
They do that on the 31st. They celebrate the 31st. They recover on the 1st. They watch football.
I think every day after holiday should be a holiday.
Well, you would double the number of holidays then.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if I owned a business, I wouldn't do that, but
Now, in Europe, don't they routinely work 4 days a week? Aren't there places in Europe that have that schedule?
yeah, there's a lot of places that have gone to the 4-day week.
Yeah. I'd like that.
Boys, let's just restart today's show. Maybe Sans can. As much as I enjoy listening to this convo, I don't. That's from Jackson's compadre. His name is Sweet Sweet Kai.
And he's up for an award, right?
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Rookie of
What?
the year.
Is he
Yeah,
ever-
Rookie of the Year.
does he text in once a month?
He texts him much more often than that.
He's trying to help you guys. It's never about him. Never. He's always helping you. Show some respect, fellas. That's from Larry Thornton, Doug.
Thank you, Larry. And the help you give by giving false information.
What sort of
Doug.
false information did he give?
Ryan Wingo,
Yeah,
100%.
Wingo, 100%. Talk to,
Remember the
talk to my
100%
sources.
guaranteed
Okay.
attached to that as well. Tough. I like Larry, though. He's a good cat.
That was kind
Yeah.
of condescending.
Well, he is. But you have to call him out like that.
Well,
I get
maybe
called out
Wingo
for it
will
all the
change
time.
his mind and he'll still be right.
He's got 9 days.
Okay, thank Jackson. Don't give me my question. What the exact cutoff deadline would have been?
Is there really any cutoff? I mean, you can switch just all the
honestly
time,
have
can't
no
you?
idea. If he gave a timeline, or if there's a timeline of him signing the letter of intent to Texas, I don't know.
Beer Cat says Sweet Sweet Kai was Rookie of the Year nominee last year as well. 2 years in a row for Rookie of the Year. That category is a disgrace along with every other category. It's from Listener of the Year candidate brought to you by Milagro Tequila Beer Cats.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when I announced the nominees on Friday. But
So Sweet Sweet Kai was a nominee last year?
well, it seems that is the case.
Oh, Doug.
But I mean, regardless, he was still voted a nominee. So
Maybe he
it's not
didn't
like
get
I
it
just.
enough.
It's not like I just overrid everybody. and
That
put
is true. I contributed to that. I think I voted
handed
for
in
him.
there, you know.
Maybe he
so.
didn't get in enough listing hours. He's still considered a rookie in some circles.
Well, we didn't vote the nominations, did we? We just saw
Yeah,
the nominations
yes.
and we voted.
No,
on who
no,
the final
but-
four were.
But there was an other option. That was my always out. You could have typed in other if you wanted to put someone else in there.
Oh, so everybody typed in Sweet Sweet Kai?
Nope. He was.
Well, how did he get in then?
He was an option. Like I said, that was an oversight of me making him an option for a nominee.
I don't really care. I was just asking.
No,
For the listeners.
you're on vacation anyway.
Well, Beer Cats, you should be happy you and your son are in for worst of something. I don't know what it is. Worst something or other.
Where's Texter?
I never voted, did I, Jackson?
I
apologize for that. That was the day that I began, Doug, my problems.
Yeah, it was I just had to get it done.
Oh, I understand. No, it's my fault.
Okay, baby.
It's my fault.
I ultimately I think the nominees would have been pretty much the exact same because there were some clear favorites in each of the categories.
Yeah. I've been Ollie the pulled pork salesman for years, and now my texts are being read as Get Busy Fitness. No clue what's going on, but is there a way to switch it back to Ollie? Thanks. That's from Get Busy Fitness.
That was good pulled pork.
I don't change
It's Get Busy! !Fitness. That's what it shows up as.
It's also a kettlebell.
I don't see the kettlebell.
Next to the text name, there's.
No, I don't see that.
Really?
Why do we get different text names?
There's a kettlebell in
so
mine.
Strange. Well, but yours are different than mine. And yet we're using the same account. I'm using your account.
I know. This is what's confusing me.
What does that
Could
mean?
be just KG when you can.
Get Busy Fitness. What does
Get
that
busy
mean?
living or get busy dying.
Doug, was that Morgan Freeman Shawshank 90?
I don't know the years, Tim.
God.
I just
I'm
don't
going to say
know.
93 because it gets me 94, but I have a lot of uncertainty.
It was
You know?
94 because it was Pulp Fiction, Shawshank, and Forrest Gump.
How about that?
Yeah, I got one right.
No, Tim, you weren't involved in the voting, which is why this is all trash. That's from Milagro Tequila Listener of the Year candidate, Beer Cats.
How would you?
What the hell is he bitching about?
I failed the vote because, Doug, starting at around 2 was it Wednesday? I began the illness process that my boys had earlier. My wife has not gotten it. I hope she doesn't get it. I got a DM from a listener who said they've lost 10 pounds from who was it? Oh, Dutch Rennert, actually.
Oh, the screaming umpire.
Yeah. Tim, I lost 10 pounds in 4 days of hell this week with the intestinal bug going around. Dutch Rennert is happy to see that you're stepping back into the batter's box tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he could stand to use 10.
Was he a heavier gentleman?
Oh, I'm sure he was.
Well, Dutch Rennert is. I don't know about this guy.
Dutch Renner's no longer with us.
Well, when he was alive, he could have used to lose a few pounds.
Yeah. Well, we probably shouldn't weight shame the departed.
You said it.
I know I did.
Doug, tell people about the title sponsor.
Well, we don't weight shame them. Don't shame them at all because they have got St. Louis's back. If you have a potential personal injury case, you know that Brown & Crouppen is a local law firm right here to serve you. Headed by Terry Crouppen, Andy Crouppen, Ed Herman. They've all been in our studio. You've met them by now, at least through the radio, and know that they are wonderful people. All law firms been around since 1979. Just built that new headquarters down there on the hill. They are St. Louis through and through, and that means a lot. There are some out-of-town law firms advertising all over St. Louis now telling you that they're the local guys going to help you. Well, that's not the case. Brown & Crouppen are the real deal. They've been around. They know the local courts. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know how things work in St. Louis. Superior legal services for you. They treat their clients and employees all like gold. Big part of the community. They value that as well. They're involved in many charities and community events, everything from Annie Malone and Sister Strut to Stray Rescue. And they'll give you a free evaluation. If you think you have a case, you call them, you tell them about it, free evaluation. They work on a contingency basis, no upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. If you think you may need Brown & Crouppen services, call them. I'll give the number now.
Do it!
314-222-2222. That's easy to remember. 314-222-2222. Or go to brownandcrouppen.com. Make sure to let them know you heard it here on TMA. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
EDF Group, sponsor of our text inbox, very active this morning. EDF Group is online at theedfgroup.com. We ask you to support our sponsors, especially our text inbox sponsor. Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? It's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at the edfgroup.com. And probably you should think about it. Jackson, tell people about Circa.
Sure, Tim. Circa Sportsbook, the world's largest sportsbook in Las Vegas, is now available in Illinois. That's right. The Circa Sports app is available in the great state of Illinois. So if you live here in Missouri, you just drive across the river, or if you already live in Illinois, sign up for the Circa Sports app because it's sports betting the way it should be, with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. This is a sports gambling app made by sports gamblers, so they encourage you to shop the lines, take a look around at some of the other Illinois sportsbook, then come back to Circa. I'm really confident you're going to like the lines over at Circa more because they're always striving for those tight money line splits. The Circa Sports app is available in Illinois. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
There it is. All right, I entered my picks for the Circa Millions, Doug, on Thursday. Completely forgot who I picked, and I'm just opening it up to find out right now. I had the Browns minus 3.5. I didn't watch any of this stuff yesterday. Went to Home Alone at the Stiefel Theater with my wife and older son, and they had the symphony play the score while they watched the movie. The kids loved it.
Oh,
That's what the kids all come out, and then they loved it. And then we went to Ferrado's for dinner. It was a lovely little day. I watched no NFL, well, very little anyway, so I have no idea. Browns covered 31-27, so I won that minus 3.5. I had the Saints minus 5. Saints 28-6. I had the Bengals as a pick. Did the Bengals win?
They lost it.
Big time.
They,
No, the
did win.
Bengals.
Yeah, Browning had another good game.
No, the Bengals won by 20.
Oh, nice. 3-0. Broncos getting 2.5.
They smoked the Chargers.
And then the Eagles getting 3.5.
No, the Eagles got cooked.
4-1 though. 4-1. It's good for the final quarter of the season.
Bad, yeah.
God, I really liked the Titans, and I didn't play it. Took the Eagles, but either way, 4-1. How can I complain? I can maybe have a chance to have a little sweat for the final. What I guess there's 3 more weeks of the year. Is that right? I have paid attention to the NFL like zero this year.
I think there's 4 more weeks.
Is that right?
They played 13 games now. They play 17 now.
I don't even know if I could tell you who the top teams in each conference are. But I'll look now. Let's see. We got the the Ravens. I think you got to give me 5 guesses that I would have gotten at. And then the 49ers, Cowboys, and Eagles are all tied in the NFC. Doug, there's your NFL update here on St. Louis's sports show.
We provide news and updates.
It's going to be fun going on the stretch for the wild card. There's like 6 or 7 teams that are 7-6 in the AFC.
A lot of parity this year. And it's nice to know that one of the worst teams is the New England Patriots. That makes me happy.
3-10. Bill Belichick going to become a broadcaster.
That makes me happy.
Well, they get a quarterback.
You guys think Hubbard has any buyer's remorse with TMA? After taking on your little pet project, the piss closet has puddles, your bumpkins nuked fish in the shared kitchen, you've been demoted studios 4 different times, Ken bought a culturally insensitive T-shirt for a coworker, Plowsy skipped his first one-on-one with his boss and requested PTO from KG and O-Town because the inmates are running the asylum. Iggy took bereavement leave after falling in his vomit-filled kitchen bathtub. Your team took offense to being offered 401k matches. And now you're critiquing management's PTO structure on the air. That comes from Gunter, HR specialist for HD2 shows, posing to be FM shows.
That hurt. The whole thing hurt. It
Mine
hurt because
wasn't
it's
even
all
true.
true. That's why it hurt so bad.
I asked Tommy for the day off. KG first.
I was the one who cooked the fish, and I cooked it real nice, like on the first day. Overpowered the entire building.
What's PTO? Part-time?
Paid time off.
What a moment.
Paid
You know
time
what
off.
PTO is?
Vacation time. Vacation time. VT, vacation time, or PTO, paid time off.
Gunter just locked up Texture of the Year. That's from Scooter. Is he nominated for Texture of the Year?
Yes.
Boy, I feel like Arbor Day had a great start to the season, but I don't know if I've seen him recently.
That was a little 2-year rundown of everything that's gone poorly for us.
Yeah, we're approaching 2-year anniversary.
Well, there hadn't really been any other calamities, have there, besides the 10 or 12 that he mentioned.
The Hunchback of Von Castle says Gunter forgot to include Iggy turning the break room into his own personal flea market.
Oh, yeah.
You still got a sad bag down here.
Yeah,
Waiting for the ship off.
Sad bag.
I don't even know why I gave it to you. Last one I gave you, you didn't use any of it. And then I gave
Well,
you
it got it out of your closet. You were going to do nothing with it. So I think I still did you a favor. It's now in my possession. So if I do decide to take it to Goodwill or something, that's something I'll do. So I still did you a favor by taking it.
Well, it's fine.
Right? I mean, some of them are like 2XLs. I can't. I'm a slender. I wear youth extra larges
Yeah,
and
there's a
smalls.
lot of nice polos in there.
Yeah, I haven't dug through the entire bag, but the couple of tie-dyes were very lengthy.
Oh.
I'm going to take a nightshirt.
We don't see a lot of tie-dyed clothing anymore.
I said nightshirt.
Oh, nightshirt.
You have the velvet PJ.
I do. I still wear them. Yeah. Black velvet PJs.
Bill. They're shining.
We are approaching the top of the 8 o'clock hour here as we are in our Munganess, St. Louis Acura, Munganess, Burkhardt, Alton, Toyota 7 o'clock hour. Friends of the Feather, we are 2 weeks away from what Doug has told me to call prominent winter holiday.
Christmas.
What?
Is what it's called. Christmas. Christmas.
Call it what it is.
I just did.
Yeah.
Prominent
Christmas.
winter holiday.
Yeah, I don't care about this holiday stuff. It's Christmas on the 25th. That's the holiday, Christmas.
New Year's Eve could be a prominent winter holiday.
Right now we're celebrating Hanukkah. And we're in day 5 or 4?
Night 5 coming up tonight.
How do you do?
5. See, that's why we call it Hanukkah. We don't call it holiday. We call it Hanukkah.
Prominent winter holiday. Can you imagine?
Prominent. Could be President's Day.
Prominent government leader holiday?
Right.
Prominent winter holiday. Christmas is 2 weeks from today, and you can take care of your Christmas shopping right now by going to mysoundstory.com. Then you enter the promo code TMA and get 20% off a gift card. And now we have the video feature as well. So there are 3 different price points, starting at $3.99, and that can be done over Zoom, or you can come in here and just get audio, or you can come in here and have a 3-camera shoot. It's up to you, and it is all available for you at mysoundstory.com, but you don't have to pick it out now. You just get the gift card now at mysoundstory.com, and Doug can do an interview. I'll do an interview. Lauren does interviews, Riz does interviews, Randy Carricker does interviews, Jackson does interviews, and a number of people across St. Louis are now available as well, not just here on TMA. You can pick your interviewer, but get your gift card right now, mysoundstory.com, enter promo code TMA, and get 20% off for the holidays at mysoundstory.com. And think about it. Think about Andrea's. I think about Andrea's, and I love the barbecue sauce. I love the steak sauce, and I love the salad dressing. Go to Andreas.com and get yours, and you can also get it at Schnucks and Deerberg's. They have a gift pack with all 3 there for you, and you, of course, visit the steakhouse, and that is on Collinsville Road in O'Fallon. And Jackson, that's by Stonewolf in your home course, which is Far Oaks.
Yeah, played Far Oaks on Friday.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you shoot?
Pretty well, actually, for not swinging the sticks for a while.
What'd you shoot?
Low 80s.
Can't post the score.
Yeah, I mean, it was the 18. It was dark, freezing, and windy. So
sounds fun.
But the rest of the day it was really nice.
All right.
Good to get out there. Probably the last time I get out there in the year 2023.
Who
so.
knows?
I may go out there for dinner on my vacation.
What now?
I may go to Andrea's for dinner on my vacation, Willie.
You say that, but will you really go?
Well, I haven't been out there in a while.
See, Max.
It's going to take you 20, 25 minutes to get there.
I won't drive. But
Who will drive you?
whoever I take.
Whoever the lucky person is to chauffeur.
Bill.
You sit in the back while they drive you around town?
No, I sit in the front seat, but...
Now, why won't you drive?
Well, I'd rather not. I like to just sit there and relax.
Well, what if the other person likes to sit there and relax?
Well, they can pay for dinner and I'll drive.
So you're going to pay for dinner if they drive?
Probably.
You will.
All I said is I may go. Why did it turn into a whole ordeal?
Well, I just want to find out the logistics.
You. It's all about you. That's from Dogtown Ty. And is he up for the Milagro?
Crestfallen now. Hands over the face, crestfallen.
I was
He's a flying Sibian.
Trying to mention that I would help out a sponsor because they're a great restaurant, so I may go for dinner.
They are.
God forbid.
I love the sauce. You can put that sauce on any kind of leftover, just picks it right up. It's just a real instant pick-me-up.
I like it with chicken tendies.
Ooh, tendies?
I did that Saturday. I got these, I don't get them often. They're called cube steaks. They're like pork, but then they're like smashed down almost like a, veal scallopini.
Mm-hmm.
And normally I just fry those with, put some breading on there. But I did Saturday. I said, I'm just going to tear them up into little pieces, like little pork pieces, and then I put Andreas on there, and then put it over some mashed potatoes.
How was it?
Pretty good.
Okay.
So you can use it on anything.
You sure can.
Tim, will you finally get to the Chicago Bears now that Ken's vacation and dinner plans with married or unmarried listeners is being sorted out again on the air? That's from Carlos Spice Wiener and Doug. Someday he might go into the Hall of Fame.
You should, yeah.
I received this email. It was sent only to me at 4:35 p.m. yesterday, and it reads, "For whatever reason, I don't think TMA has been giving the Bears' future any consideration. Their D is getting better and better. Their O-line is getting better. Their current wide receivers and running backs are very stout, and their future options will be awesome. Some of the dais have even inferred their new leadership doesn't know what they're doing. Maybe it's because they're from Chicago. But in my opinion, the Bears make a much better St. Louis connection than the damn Chiefs, and their long-time future is very bright. If anyone was watching them closely, it would be pretty easy to see, but nobody does because of the Chiefs, the Packers, and because of the ease with which it is common to write off Chicago teams, kind of like how Kansas City is jealous of St. Louis." Doug, that came from Scott, and I won't give the last
Stop
name.
it, Scooter. Stop it. We don't like the Bears. The Bears are the most boring team in the NFL.
And have been for a number of years.
5-8. We don't like them. We never will.
Yeah, they're not fun to watch.
Do you think that was a serious email?
I really don't know on that. It would be tough. Like if I were in a poker hand, I'm not sure if I would fold or I would shove.
Yeah, because who cares?
What makes their future so
I think
bright?
it's serious.
Well, then it's sad. The city, a show in St. Louis that doesn't talk a lot of sports anyway. You're upset we don't talk enough Bears?
We're never going to adopt Chicago teams as our team. It's just never going to happen.
No. I mean, I played DJ Moore yesterday, and thank you. He helped me cash, but it's the Bears. They haven't been good for a while. People can't see they're getting better. They've won 2 in a row, I think.
5-8.
Yeah.
You're a big Matt Eberflus guy, though?
I'm not really. I have nothing against him. I'm just not a big fan.
Well, we'll see.
I'm becoming more of a fan of the Chiefs, I think, just because they're on every weekend here. That's who you watch.
We'll see what they do in the draft.
Do you see how the Chiefs lost last night?
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, Banty Rooster.
I thought he was upset with what's his name for being offside and dropping like 3 passes.
Tony, he should have been. He was offsides. You can't be upset with the ref. The guy lined up offsides.
I'm still confused why this is an issue. Or why Mahomes was pissed. I mean,
Well, let's play his audio, Plowhawk, and then let's discuss it. I did see this part. This was my NFL viewing yesterday. Here is I guess he's talking to Josh Allen here, Plowhawk.
Yeah, they're meeting at the 50-yard line after the game to shake hands.
And somebody stuck a microphone in there.
I've never seen it. Offensive offsides in that moment, man. Terrible.
I couldn't hear nothing. I heard nothing but boop. That's what I heard.
Worst call you've ever seen.
Offensive offsides in that moment. Worst call. And here's Mahomes in the post game.
All right, hit the lever, Plowsy.
It should. It's obviously tough to swallow. Not only for me, but just for football in general. Just to take away greatness like that. For a guy like Travis to make a play like that, and who knows if we win. But as I know, as fans, you want to see the guys on the field decide the game, and that's why last week I didn't say anything about the flag that didn't get called on the Marquez. And so, they're human, man. They make mistakes, but it's every week we're talking about something, and all I can do is go out there and give everything I have, and I'm proud of the guys because that's what we did, and it was a great football game that ended, another great football game that just ended like that. It's just tough to swallow.
Patrick, what do you, for lack of a better term, what made it boil over? Was it that itself, or was it
It's the call, man. Just in that moment, it's not even for myself or for me. It's just I know how much everybody puts into this game, and for it to happen on a flag change the outcome of a game in that moment. I've played 7 years, never had offensive offsides called. That's elementary school. We talk about. You point to the ref, do all that different type of stuff, and it doesn't get called. And if it does, they warn you, and there was no warning throughout the entire game. And then you wait till there's a minute left in the game to make a call like that. It's tough, man. Lost for words, man. It's tough because regardless if we win or lose, man, just for it to end with another game and we're talking about the refs, man, it's just not what we want for the NFL and for football.
I don't
So,
get what he
Plowhawk,
means.
what is your...
I'm sorry.
He was clearly offsides. Like, I don't know why he was running around. He literally looked like a 5-year-old. That was really embarrassing, just in general, how he...
I feel like I might not know something, because otherwise it's so clear. I agree with you that he was that he's offside, so I don't really know what the...
It's almost a full yard.
But I'm wondering if there was something that we don't know, because otherwise I don't know why.
I think Mahomes is saying this happens during the game, and the refs will warn you to back off.
Right.
And this time they did not.
I think Tony, at least what I've seen, is that Tony checked and...
Oh, he said he checked?
That's what I've seen. I haven't seen the full video. He's kind of lined up.
Is there a quote of him saying that?
No. I'm looking because he's in the slot, so it's not like he's lined up wide right next to a ref where they usually check and tell him. So he's lined up in the slot, so it'd be kind of hard to hear.
That flag was thrown, though, before the Kelsey throwback to Tony.
The refs couldn't have known what was going to happen at the end of the play.
Yeah.
Now, how hard is it just to back off an inch?
When Andy Reid said
2
the
inches.
same thing, he said they usually warn me. Why would they warn Andy Reid? Hey, buddy, your guy's offside. You may want to say something. Why would they warn the coach? But Reid said the same thing. I'm usually warned about that, and nobody said anything to me.
Well, you warn the coach so you don't have to warn 10 different players, I guess.
He's probably done this since he was like 8 years old. I mean, it's your responsibility to line up. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's so obvious. He's a yard ahead of the center.
That's just like one play you can't really
blatant.
argue at all. He was offside.
I don't get what... And they get a ton of calls go their way almost every game.
They would probably argue that it doesn't really affect the play much if a guy is 1 inch offsides, or in this case, it looked like he had half a foot that was offsides. I can't imagine that makes much of a difference in the play. But if that's the case, then don't line up so close to the line. Back off a little bit.
Well, that's what the guy who, whoever they replay official they have in their booth, Gene's Sterator. They asked him about it, and he said, normally, I think he talked about the warning too, and he said, but normally if it's microscopic, they don't call it. But when it's blatantly offside, they have to call it, and that was blatantly offside,
I've
so
never
they made
seen
the right call.
offsides more noticeable. I mean, you're calling it live on TV. I'm like, that dude looks like he's like in the defensive, like on the defensive end. It's insane to think anything else.
Yeah, and to think that you could line up, look at the ball, and not realize that you're ahead of the ball.
Like his whole foot, like when he's looking that way, like he has to know, like, oh man, this doesn't look right after the 20 years I put into this football thing. I probably should know how to line up.
I imagine that time of the game, they're tired, they're exhausted. He's thinking, this is a play we haven't done before. What exactly am I going to do? That was probably all running through his head while they're lining up for the snap, and he just didn't think about it for a second. That's probably what happened to him. Because it's a play you've never seen before, right? I think that was scripted out. I think that was their plan. And so he's probably thinking, I got to go where now? Okay. I hope this works. I sure am tired. I got to get off this block. Oh, and I didn't look. My foot's 2 inches offsides.
Chiefs fans are so insufferable all over social media that the refs have it out for them. You hate to see it. That's from the Table Rock Lake Monster. Well, I mean, the Chiefs Super Bowl against the Eagles was a controversial play that went in their behalf. The defensive holding that Greg Olson on the broadcast was raging about how that's not a play that or a call that you make at this point. So it was quite beneficial.
Yeah. And why would the refs and NFL be against the Chiefs? They have a rabid fan base. They got a Hall of Fame quarterback, a Hall of Fame tight end. Like, they're fun to watch on television. Why would the refs in the NFL have it against a team like that who's already won, 2 Super Bowls?
They did get a horrible non-call last week that cost them the game.
The defensive pass interference non-call.
Yeah, they had legitimate beef last week.
But they were complaining about it not being called, and he's complaining about something being called at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wasn't mad about the call last week, but he clearly was pissed off. Like, so you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't ask for a flag at the end of the game for your team on offense and then say, hey, let us play, when you make the foul. That makes no sense.
What I'm seeing here is that Andy Reid was upset they didn't warn Reid that Tony was offsides, and then the ref said there's no warning is required, especially if they're lined up so far offsides where they're actually blocking our view of the ball.
They got to warn them before they snap the ball? Or
they don't have to. That's what the ref is saying.
After they just scored a game-winning touchdown, you're going to warn them to not line up offsides?
No, I think what Reid's saying is in the pre-snap, he's upset that he was not warned that Tony was offside.
Again, the ref would have to come run over to Reed,
Yeah, and
yell
say,
at him
"Hey,
that he's
hey, hey."
offside, then Reed would have to somehow yell at the receiver to back off a couple. That can't work.
And lining up in the slot is certainly not beneficial for that. If they're on the sideline, it's one thing, but in the slot, how you going to scream you're offsides?
Unless they warn him and say he's offside, and then Reed calls a timeout. Call a timeout, he's offside.
Possible.
But I don't know why you warn, hey, he's holding on that last play. I'm not going to call it this time, but tell him to stop holding. I'll give you a warning. I give warnings. It's a penalty. It's a penalty.
Well,
they made enough mistakes.
They probably
themselves.
give warnings because they could call something on every play if they want. Sometimes when they have those ISOs on the receivers, it looks like it's pass interference every play. They're grabbing a jersey or holding an arm. And look, you could call it every play if you wanted to. So they probably warn a lot of the D-backs, get your hands off of him before I'm going to call it the next time. There's probably some of that going on.
Well, they made enough mistakes themselves. They cost themselves a game.
Yeah, Vi Gregorian, former St. Louis Post batch columnist, Doug, now he works in Kansas City and writes for the Kansas City Star, and he wrote a column about it, and he said, whether people would talk about the officiating or not, he said the bottom line is the Chiefs are a mess. He said, all of the noise obscures the broader story of the day. It's not that the fix is in, it's that the Chiefs aren't just fixing themselves. That's why they've lost for the fourth time in 6 games, leaving them 8-5, as many losses as they've ever had with Mahomes at quarterback, and with 4 games yet to play. That left them 2 games behind Baltimore in the critical race for the number 1 seed and a first-round playoff bye. With Miami 9-3 entering its Monday night game tonight, also a factor. For that matter, it leaves them just a game ahead of the Broncos. Broncos mounting a Sunday charge.
Yeah, where'd they come from?
In the AFC, I bet Greg Vaughn's happy. Or John Vaughn.
John Vaughn's a big Bronco fan, yeah.
Most to the point, though, it left them adrift because of what the controversial ending will eclipse in what was a swing game for their season against a Buffalo team that was 6-6 coming in. The Chiefs once again continued to flash their fundamental flaws when just playing sound football was all they needed to do. From the get-go, their first series of the game was a microcosm of the season and a foreshadowing of what was to come Sunday. Almost seamlessly, they moved 45 yards on 7 plays, only for Mahomes' lob into the left flat to be tipped and intercepted by Buffalo. So by day's end, the Chiefs were about on par with their fine season-long average of moving the ball 5.6 yards a play, but they had only 17 points to show for it, in part because they committed 2 more turnovers to give them 22 for the season, among the most in the NFL, and now have a -7 ratio for the season. So that is the statistic that explains the Chiefs' 8-5 record. So there you go.
You see Drew Lock got the start for the Seahawks yesterday?
Yeah.
Against the Niners, threw a touchdown pass. He was 22 of 31 for 269 yards and 2 TDs. That's a pretty good day against a good team. 2 picks, though.
I bet him. I hit a 4-game parlay. Didn't watch the NFL, but bet it. Because Jackson, you know what I did? I looked at the big discrepancies on our website, and I go, okay, I'll go the opposite of the public in 4 games and throw a little something on it, and boom, it hit. Bears-Lions under, Chargers-Broncos under.
On that one.
And I guess
Saints-Panthers?
No, I took the Seahawks. That was a huge discrepancy. That was Seahawks getting whatever they were getting. I think it kicked off at 14.5, and then I think the under for that game, maybe? I don't know. Either way, the under and over were both close to hitting, but I know I bet 3 unders in the Seahawks and didn't watch anything. Doug, the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra is what I was
had your
doing.
attention.
That's right, exactly right.
I always really
didn't want to watch the game on my phone while in the dark theater.
You turn the sound down.
Comfy seats there, though.
Comfy as the day is long. Tight,
Yeah.
steep.
It's a cool.
Steep seats?
Steep angle.
Oh, you were way up there?
Yeah.
So they play the orchestra while the movie was
Common
on?
Man. Yeah,
That's
the
dope.
score.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, family man, family plan.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of Drew Lock. I always liked Drew Lock. I'm surprised he hasn't been a better NFL quarterback because he's wildly athletic. He's got a fantastic arm. He tore it up a couple years in the SEC. I really thought that he'd be a better quarterback in the NFL. He's had chances. He just has not been able to find the accuracy that you need. And that's my take on Drew Lock.
Breaking news. This was just DM'd to me. I don't know what's going on, but Barrett News Media? Is this different than Jason Barrett's? Did he change the name of the company?
They got Jeremiah Crow News?
I don't know. I don't know if this is. Wasn't it Barrett Sports Media?
Yeah.
The rankings of the shows are out.
Perfect.
It is. It's Jason Barrett. I guess he changed the. Well, that's interesting. He changed it to Barrett News Media.
I bet he went bankrupt and had to change it.
News media. This is important news.
Hold on a second. Barrett, this is usually a Super Bowl week thing. A total of 46 major market morning shows appeared on ballots turned in by our executive panel.
There's no executive panel.
What do you actually think the panel like?
Him.
There are actually two different websites. He has Barrett News Media and Barrett Sports.
Well, this was published December 11th, 2023. So,
yeah.
Doug, usually we kind of prepare ourselves for...
Yeah, for the letdown.
But these aren't sports shows. These are news.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's now has news media.
Broaden the scope.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't know who Bill Handel is, but congratulations to him, Doug. Bill Handel.
He's a big winner.
He is.
There's also a Barrett News Summit. So we'll have both the sports and the news summit.
Why did the guy think he matters? I don't know how I have to put it.
Well, great news, Plowhawk, because the second place finisher, Sid and Friends in the morning at WABC in New York. And you know who Sid is?
Sid Rosenberg.
Yeah, number 2.
The following presentation is a Barrett Sports Media production.
Who beat him?
Handel.
Bill Handel.
Where's he at?
L.A.
This is going to be all. There's not going to be anybody in Des Moines.
WTOP, that's a Hubbard station in Washington, D.C., finished third. The WTOP Morning News. So I guess St. Louis is not a major market anymore. Jackson, did you see this list?
I'm looking at it right now.
Are we in there in the mid-market? Here we go, mid-market. Now, of course, this wouldn't be, since this is news talk.
Wouldn't be us.
Wouldn't be us, even though I think it should be. But
because we're newsy.
I agree with you. So let's see who won it. Joe Rogan? In mid-market?
Doesn't he do a podcast?
That's interesting.
What mid-market do they have him working at?
Maybe this is digital. I don't know what the hell happened.
Jeremiah Crow's footprints are all over this.
Yeah. This had Crow.
I don't think the mid-market's out yet. Oh, no, it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
The link sent me to Joe Rogan being ranked number 1. I'm sure he's excited. That or the income. Let's see what's number 1 mid-market. Doug, you want to take a guess?
Give me a city.
Cincinnati.
Oh, that's probably Fred and Gladys in Cincinnati.
WKRP,
Been there
probably.
for years.
It's Mike McConnell.
Oh.
He's at 700 WLW.
Okay. Don't you suppose they just get the ratings book and they see who's got the highest share of an audience and said, all right, you're number 1? Because I highly doubt there's 50 executives from around the country who've stopped what they're doing to listen to all of the shows around the country so that they can mail in their ballot and rank all these shows.
No, they don't. Just like they're not with the news thing either. It's just making them up. And
if it's based on ratings, at least there's something there.
The Boxer's number 6.
The
7.
Boxer.
He's in Columbus. The Boxer.
How many news talk stations? This isn't sports radio. It's
a guy named The Boxer.
Beanie and the Weenie and
News talk in St. Louis. Would that be KMOX? Are there any other?
Yeah, 550.
Really? They do news in the morning.
Tommy Ackerman and Debbie Monterey over at KMOX.
Yeah.
And then 97.1, I think, is news talk.
You know, you talk about Pete Mundo and the job he's doing in Kansas City at KCMO. He's number 11.
Okay.
Let's see what else we got.
Oh, you'd think McGraw would be in there.
And he does this, he's accomplished his mission. He put out the list, and we're talking about it. And everyone who made it the top of the list is also talking about it.
Bork Cox. We know Bork Cox.
Sure, great
We know
guy.
Bork Cox. A lot of people talk about Bork Cox.
He's on 97.1.
He's at 97. He's number 17.
I think Frank Ladd produces his show.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
I thought that was more political commentary.
Oh, there's McGraw. He's at 19.
Okay.
Look at that.
news.
St. Louis all over the top 20.
Okay.
How about that?
Well, it just feels good. It just does.
I didn't know he started Barrett News Media. Probably smart to do.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he's doing so well with the sports medium.
If you can just copy and paste everybody's logo from the station where they work at and then make a list out of it, get some mileage out of it, I guess, yeah, why not?
Well, Doug, we didn't make that one either. Because we are kind of a news talk.
We're newsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not always hardcore news, as some expect, but it's certainly newsy.
See, we'll fit into when he does his third company, because he does sports media, he does news media. When he gets into the entertainment business, when he gets into Barrett Entertainment Media,
I don't know.
Then maybe we'll have a shot.
What's kept us out of the news rankings is we don't do enough traffic.
You're right.
We talk about it when we get stuck in traffic and we're late for work. But beyond that, we rarely mention traffic.
Well, we need to do traffic and news on the 8s.
Is that what it is, on the 8s?
7s, whenever you want to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Okay.
Send your emails in. We know that's coming at 9:45 for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. That's Seth Goldcamp. Will take great care of you. You know, I mean, at this point, my forecast will be getting close to what Doug calls prominent winter holiday.
We're in the 50s through Christmas.
Is that right, Iggy?
Lows up.
Iggy's right. Well, I mean, at least through next Wednesday on Apple. 56 degrees. I mean, there is no sign of not even snow, not much less, or not even rain, much less snow. No precipitation in the forecast, according to Apple. I mean, I don't know.
No, who knows?
Iggy, are you seeing any precipitation? I mean,
no. According to me, through Christmas, that's my Doppler stopped on Christmas Day. Pretty much in the 50s for the next 2 weeks.
No white Christmas.
No, there'll be no white Christmas. So if you one of those people that. Hey, buy some furniture for us, and if it snows on Christmas Day, you get free furniture. Don't do it. It's not going to snow.
If you're one of those people that do that?
looking in New York, no precipitation in New York either over the next 10 days. And all my other saved locations are
maybe Buffalo.
South of here.
Yeah, Buffalo always gets drilled.
Cincinnati's safe. Doug, how about this? Kansas City, as you might imagine, very similar to St. Louis. Washington, D.C. Boy, just no precipitation.
Yeah.
Got the Masters right around the corner, Doug. And
here we go. Sundresses, Jackson sundresses, patio weather.
We're going to get through December with really no bad weather, no winter weather. So
saves people a lot of money.
So we only got a couple more months to get through, and we'll be good.
Saves people on energy costs and not having the snow plows and the trucks out there at all hours of the night and having to pay for that.
Well, Design Air is where you go when you have furnace issues. It's designairservice.com, online at designairservice.com, the official HVAC provider of TMA, sponsor of our email today, and also sponsor of the Tim McKernan Show podcast, which will be live at 11:30 on the YouTube channel. And that's where we are, a news talk program, Jackson. And we'll take your emails, and really want some erotic stories, Doug, but haven't gotten any since August.
Yeah, such BS.
Yeah,
it is people BS.
And we like the local erotic stories, the tales from our own clubs.
Yeah. Localize them, please,
if you would. That's coming up at 11:30. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com. Mark Hanna is also a sponsor of the Tim McKernan Show podcast and TMA. 314-889-0503. Jackson, what do you have to say about Mark Hanna? I know he's by Grassi's and that he's a great man with great hair and now a wonderful beard and the voice of God.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, everything about him, when you talk hair, beard, proximity to Grassi's, it's all A+. And what also is A+ is his ability to help you with your finances. And that's really the main thing. You know, you want a financial advisor who's ruggedly handsome and also such a wise person, but also good with finances. And that's exactly what Mark is. He's outstanding with finances. Every time I get on the phone with him, we're talking different. We're talking liquidity and debts and all these different big financial terms that I would have no idea what we're talking about. But Mark Hanna simplifies them for me, makes it really easy, built a custom plan for me, and I know if I have to change something down the road, I can get in touch with Mark Hanna and I can switch things around because he's so easy to talk to. He's always available for his clients. That's why I love working with Mark Hanna, and that's exactly why you'll love working with Mark Hanna.
Doug, the number is 314-889-0503, or you can go online at evergreenstl.com. He really is a great person, and everyone needs a financial advisor. I kick myself every day for not getting started earlier.
Well, you're catching up now.
I know.
Late's better than never. Yeah.
Amen.
Early's the best.
Amen. Seriously. Just set
and this guy's
aside.
jut-jawed, which Jackson appreciates.
Jawline king?
I guess.
He's approaching jawline king status. He's no Chalamet, but he'll get there.
You like a financial analyst, an advisor with a chiseled jawline?
I'd rather have it than not. It's not like a deal breaker, but
So, like, if a guy has a high BMI, you're not going to allow him to handle your cash?
no, that wouldn't be like a non-starter, but I'd have some questions.
What kind
If he
of
can't
questions?
take care of his own body, how's he going to take care of my money?
Well,
Tim took the words right out of my mouth. Arcan can take care of his body and take care of your finances.
Think about that.
Boo-yah.
So now he's a trainer as well?
He has to be. The jack of all trades, man.
Gabe is, and he's going to be with us at 9 o'clock. He's brought to you by James Carlton. And he makes a good observation here. And Jackson, I don't know how you feel about this because you are a basketball fan. He said there was only one FBS college football game played in the last week, and it was a game that, while symbolic and important to many people, featured two teams that don't really factor into the larger conversation for most fans. And yet football still dominated the college sports landscape this week. While Missouri played its longest tenured rival, and there were some elite college basketball games across the country, 90% of the college sports conversation was about the 4 teams in and the 1 team out of the college football playoff, the Heisman Trophy, other national awards, and the transfer portal. It was perhaps the best example yet that football is a 12-month-a-year sport, and it dominates the national consciousness to the point where everything else has become a niche sport. It's definitely true in college, and while it's probably less true in the pros, it's true there too. Sure, people pay attention to NBA and MLB free agency. There are pockets of fans who get really invested in the months-long regular season of those leagues, but no other league has a full show in the offseason, revealed schedule. No other league has year-round mock drafts leading up to an actual draft that lasts 3 days. None of this is really a new development or breaking news. It just really hit me in the days leading up to Missouri-Kansas. There was a time that would have dominated every conversation for just about every Mizzou fan. But honestly, the game last week didn't really have a ton of hype and buzz leading into it. Sure, people were interested, but not as interested as they are in which transfers are visiting or who's opting out or transferring out of Ohio State. Football has so taken over our consciousness that the ancillary surrounding events in football now get far more attention than the actual games in other sports. Agree or disagree? That's the kernel. Power Mizzou.
Big picture, I agree. Some of that is because Mizzou had a big football year. If Mizzou had if they were 3-9, I don't think we'd be that concerned about transfer portals and everything else.
I think nationally, though, that is true. But yes, relative to Missouri, Kansas, I think I think also Missouri losing to Jackson State probably, for anybody who is really enthused about early season non-conference, you go, okay, memories of UMKC years ago. You go, God, they're in a monster hole. And also, I don't think anybody expected to go into Kansas.
But when you see that crowd there at Kansas, you can see that the basketball is number one there for sure. And they go nuts for hoops. And I'm sure it's still number one at Duke and North Carolina and places like that. But for us now that Missouri's got a good football team, football is definitely taken over. In most places.
Right.
But there are pockets where it's still basketball, I think.
Jackson, what do you think about the Colonel?
It's tough to argue with the Colonel because he's literally so tapped into this current situation, what's going on. It's his livelihood, so it's tough for me to argue with it. I know personally, like my friends and around me.
Sweet Kai, Rookie of the Year nominee, two-time.
Right. Ben Simmons. Regardless, I feel like people are really into that. But again, I live in a vacuum where basketball dominates. So football dominates American sports unlike anything. It's like Europe with soccer. Like football is king and always will be king. And if we talk about it when we are on 101, Tim, that on the TV behind us, ESPN programming is always talking about the NFL.
I bet they'll talk baseball today because of the Ohtani contract, but it is a year-round NFL and NBA.
Yeah.
But yeah, year-round NFL. I mean, they're breaking down like Orlovsky's yelling at Stephen A. Smith in May about, the AFC East. That's just what they do every day.
Yeah, the NFL and football in general, because college, especially with what happened last weekend with the Florida State thing, football dominates the conversation in this country unlike any other sport. So it's of no surprise to me that people are still in the football mindset, even if it was just the Army-Navy game, because football, especially in the fall, winter, you won't really see baseball, basketball, and hockey get into full prominence probably until after the Super Bowl.
Tim, was the basketball game with Missouri and Kansas more important than the football game in a few weeks? A blonde-haired producer made that argument. That's from Lady Gaga's FUPA. Yeah, we talked about that on Balloon Party last Monday, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. We did.
So Lady Gaga's FUPA was upset about that from then?
I asked Doug on Friday, what do you think is bigger? What would be a bigger win?
What was your answer, Doug?
The football is much bigger. Jackson's own father had to call and chastise him.
Oh, your father called
He didn't
him?
call. He texted
Me and said even he, who's as big a basketball head as I am, said that the football game was bigger.
I took the football side. I understand Jackson's point because it's an exhibition game and the whole scheme of things. But the issue with college basketball is the preseason falls into that category too. I suppose as far as impact on a championship goes, you can make the case. So I understand Jackson's logic that if Missouri beats Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse, it puts them into the NCAA tournament with a to make up for the Jackson State thing, whereas Missouri beating Ohio State, especially a depleted Ohio State where the spread has now moved 9 points since it opened, it'll matter a lot to Missouri fans. Ohio State fans won't care. College football Missouri fans may want to tell themselves around the country college football fans will be judging the program. Do you remember who won these bowl games last year?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's. But I personally, I would rather see Missouri beat Ohio State. But if Missouri loses to Ohio State, it will have zero emotional impact on me. It just doesn't. Just like losing to Kansas on Saturday, had zero emotional impact on me.
Well, Jackson took this hard stand on basketball being bigger, and it left me nonplussed.
And now Doug is framing it incorrectly, doing his little thing.
I just wanted to say nonplussed.
It was well executed, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying basketball by any means is bigger than college football. That would be an asinine statement. I was just saying, like I said last Monday on 101, I was like, if this was such an important bowl game to win, why the hell is Marvin Harrison not playing in their quarterback?
Oh, is he officially not playing?
I haven't said, to be fair, he has not officially said. I would be shocked if he played in this game. I'd be shocked. For a wide receiver who's got top 5 pick potential, I don't know why he'd ever risk it. But
didn't their quarterback leave?
Yeah, Kyle McCord is transferred.
Nobody throwing the ball anyway.
Now, when your family gets together over the holidays or something, will your father pull you aside and you two will retire to the den and he'll let you know just how wrong you were on this?
We'll have a discussion, but it'll be civil.
Yeah. Okay.
Larry Thornton is back. I couldn't have cared less about the Kansas game, and I love Mizzou hoops and Dennis Gates. The truth is, Mizzou was building a program and wasn't going to win. And unlike football, you can lose 12 times a year and still maybe make the tournament. It's from Larry Thornton.
Yeah. My point on it was it would flip the entire narrative on the season.
And that's the thing, and that's why I think you can actually make a case for it. As odd as that might sound, if you look at through the lens of a championship, but I don't think Missouri basketball fans are thinking championship at the moment, but at the same time, we're Florida Atlantic and San Diego State fans thinking championship at this time last year, before getting to the Final Four. So it just depends. I think Missouri fans are super hyped up for the Ohio State game. I wish they were playing Ohio State at their peak as well, but I understand why it's not a big deal for Ohio State, and hey, God bless them. Not angry about it.
We'll be seeing basically next year's Ohio State's team.
Yeah.
The 4 and 5 stars that were sophomores and freshmen didn't get in this year.
But you can sell an 11-win season to fans and recruits, and if you finish 6th, which I think they may, if they win, it depends on. But Florida State and Georgia, somebody's going to lose there, but one of them also is going to finish ahead of Missouri. And I don't know who else would be. I guess Oregon, if they beat Liberty, you would think Oregon's like a 16-point favorite, but who knows? I mean, this is the biggest game of those players' lives for Liberty.
If you're a big-time recruit nowadays, I expect the big thing is how much money you going to pay me.
Right. No.
How much? Probably not how many wins did you get, but how much you going to pay me.
That's how it should be. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's what a professional landscape,
Playing time also comes up.
Because some of this is life-changing money. Big time. For a lot of people that have come from nothing, have got no money.
Yeah, and I'm sick of fans saying, just wait on the bench 3 years and get your chance. It's like, dude, these guys want to make money in this profession. And go to a team that, like Jackson said, gets you on the field. You don't owe any loyalty to that university who will snag that scholarship right out from underneath of you in a matter of a second.
Right. Well, because as great as NIL money is, to Doug's point, being in a position to get drafted and play 8 years in the NFL is far more lucrative. So sometimes you do have to weigh the option of playing time versus money you're getting.
The only people who love college basketball have a bad college football team. That's from Steven time.
I'm an Illinois fan. I kind of a little bit agree with that.
Mizzou fans coping with getting smacked by their most bitter rival for the millionth time in a row by claiming they don't care. It's sad to see. Doug, that's from Kwame Voyukas the fourth.
We would have cared
That's
had
a
we
bitter
won.
SLU fan right there is what that is.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Had we won, we would have cared. The fact that we lost, we don't care.
I mean, when they lost to Jackson State, I didn't care, and I don't consider
Yeah,
them a big
I didn't
rival.
lose
I mean, I
any
just don't know what
sleep
to
over
tell you, but, you know.
I never lose any sleep with this CPAP equipment.
Oh, yeah, you're knocked out.
Out immediately.
Todd Reesing is active.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
That East kid is a stud, but everyone else is trash, especially Honor. F that dude.
Oh. Now, they put in the 7-footer for a while.
Dude, he was 75.
He scored a bunch of really easy points right in a row, and then they got away from him again.
He also had some really bad possessions where he couldn't catch and couldn't defend.
Yeah, but he was making is it Dickerson or Dickinson? He was making him work a little bit. Scored.
Hunter Dickinson.
He scored a bunch of really easy buckets. I thought, well, maybe that's the way to go.
Yeah. I mean, they have problems in the half-court offense this year in a major, major way. But it's because they don't have a real score.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to go a half-court offense a lot, that's all the more reason to want a big guy down low.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong. Especially with Hunter Dickinson on the other side of the floor.
Yeah. If you're going to run and gun, then you don't want a 7'5" guy slowing down the process.
Ideally.
If you're going to slow it down, get it inside to him.
Basketball's the worst sport. Nobody cares. Doug, that's from Peg Diaz, Margaret Diaz.
Well, whether you care or not, I kind of think basketball is the best of all sports.
Hell yeah, Doug.
Because
clip that off.
You can play by yourself and get better. You can play with 2. You can play with 10. Indoors, outdoors. It's not a lot of people get hurt. It's great exercise. It's fun to watch. It's fun to play.
It's extremely simple.
Yeah.
Put the ball in the hoop.
I think, all things considered, it's probably the best sport. It may not be the most interesting sport to watch, I'll grant you that. But as far as just being a sport that has a little of everything, I think that's it.
Imagine being a SLU fan. You spend all year waiting to try to finish in the top 6 in the Kirkwood Athletic Association Conference. They're in the Kirkwood Athletic Association Conference?
This is SLU?
I don't know. I just read what Shrimply Pibbles writes in.
No. Kirkwood Athletic Association got shut down.
Was that right?
If you haven't driven by that lately, it's like looking at what Chernobyl must have looked like. You know, it's across from Family Golf.
Oh, that was the Kirkwood Athletic Association?
Yeah,
I didn't know
that's
that.
where they played baseball, where thousands of people in the St. Louis area grew up playing baseball and
That's where I
softball.
grew up playing.
And it's been closed for 2 years, and it just looks like death warmed over.
Oh, I've seen that, but I didn't know that was like actually the headquarters.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the most depressing thing you've ever...
It's like a jungle.
If you grew up there, had kids grew up there, it's the most depressing thing you've ever seen.
What happened?
They ran out of money. I think COVID shut them down for a year, and then I think a flood shut them down.
Yeah.
So they went like 2 years without getting any money, and they ran out of money to keep it up.
Wow.
And I think they ran some kind of GoFundMe to try to raise the money and couldn't get it. So they just shut it down, said, that's it, we're done.
Wow.
Really sad. I was playing there in the 60s. All my kids grew up playing there. Spent a lot of nights there. It's really sad. I don't know if they'll ever bring it back or not. Probably not.
Yeah, there's shrubs everywhere.
Yeah. That's what grows on the Missouri prairie if left to its own devices.
Shrubs.
Yeah.
Shrubs. All right, we'll take a break. It's 8:40. Colonel's going to join us at 9 o'clock. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling at 9:45. Email the day. Jackson and I dealing with it down the hallway at 10 o'clock. It's called Balloon Party. And then we go live on our YouTube channel at 11:30. God, I mean, just an erotic story. It's all for the holidays. A holiday erotic story.
Well, the holidays hasn't happened yet. Maybe you need to watch some Hallmark Christmas movies, Tim. To
Yeah,
get
there's
your
some
erotic
hot
story.
stuff going on there.
Yeah.
You can also, if you're on the TMA fan page on Facebook, I posted a thread for QFTA. Just look for Ella Reese. Doug, she is a friend of the show. And she is the signal, along with Cletus taking Jackson from behind.
Oh, gosh. You don't need that for a putting lesson.
Telling me.
That's not necessary.
Yeah. Preaching to the choir there, Doug.
And Jennings working over concerned-looking Ariana Marie's foot.
But he's all business.
Yes, he is. So there it is. You can post your questions there as well. Jackson will be live at 11:30. All right, this is TMA presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The most anticipated rock holiday tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. 2 shows, Sunday, December 17th, Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. A legendary blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestras, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. A portion of the proceeds benefit Prevent Ed.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of Rosé Prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
I'm Tim McKernan here with Action Jackson talking to you about Mark Hanna. TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially, whether it be saving up for their child's education or planning for their own retirement and everything in between.
Whether you're like me and just getting started with your financial planning or you're already retired, call Mark Hanna.
It all starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs and design the right strategy for you and your future.
Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today.
Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors and insurance and annuity products through Equitable Network, LLC.
Hey, this is Doug Vaughn for Sound Story, the perfect gift for this holiday season. I've been hosting Sound Story interviews for the last couple of years, and I've enjoyed the chance to talk with so many people and hear their life stories. And with the holidays approaching, you can get your mom, dad, or grandparents a gift they will love with just a couple of clicks at mysoundstory.com. This holiday season, Sound Story is giving 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which you or one of your loved ones is interviewed by your choice of one of our professional interviewers, including myself, Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett, or even KG in O-Town. Go to mysoundstory.com for more information and enter promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Purchase your loved one's gift certificate today. Schedule your Sound Story later. Again, that's mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Sound Story. For you, for them, forever.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lutman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflutman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com.
The T.R. Hughes Homes for the Holiday Sale is going on now for the rest of the year with unbelievable savings. Hi, I'm Tom Hughes with T.R. Hughes Homes. We have several brand new completed T.R. Hughes homes that are ready now for immediate move-in. Some of these homes are already discounted between $30,000 and $50,000 off regular price, and each home will be discounted another $5,000 every week in December until they're gone. Wait a week or 2 or 3 for a lower price and take the chance someone else just bought your dream home. Wooded half-acre home sites in Arbor Valley and Winsville. A beautiful country setting in Riverdale, just 9 minutes from the St. Peter's Deerbergs, and Charlestown Landing in St. Charles City near Newtown. Don't miss this unbelievable chance to save tens of thousands of dollars on completed, move-in ready T.R. Hughes homes. This sale is over on December 31st. All of us at T.R. Hughes Homes would like to say thank you to the several thousand families that have trusted us to build your dream home over the last 30 years. From our family to yours, we would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a safe and prosperous New Year.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award, and if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you or fake you or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Come back
Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After
On KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
The St. Louis Blues. Welcome back to TMA, and it's presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. And we are in the Michelob Ultra Studios, and boys and girls, this is big news. For the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day today, ratchet it up, because we are giving away a Friday pack to upcoming Cardinal games. 5 games. This 5-game pack features tickets to 5 Friday night games, including showdowns with the Dodgers, Brewers, and more. Give the gift of Cardinal baseball. Holiday tickets are on sale now and start at just $55. For complete pack details, visit cardinals.com/holiday. How do you do? So we are giving away tickets to a Cardinal game. Are we giving away the pack, Jackson? What are we giving away?
Oh, we're giving away the pack, baby.
The pack!
If you thought that was good, more to come for the rest of the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
What's still to
this
come?
Week. Oh, we got packs galore
Pack
coming up this
season.
week. So ratchet up your game, boys
How great
and
a
girls.
Christmas present would that be to give somebody a big gift pack of a bunch of Cardinal tickets?
How great would it be to win the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day and get the pack? How about that?
Yeah, to do both, double header.
The morning after at InsideSTL.com, we're giving that away in an hour, so there is incentive to send in emails for today's Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. Buck Swope, your leader for the month of December. Gabe DeArmond, brought to you by James Carlton, coming your way at approximately 9:05. Hell, I don't know. We got the year-end awards this Thursday at Hot Shots. Show will be off on Friday following the festivities on Thursday night. It is expected to be a pony, and I think 90% chance there will be Sapphic play.
You think that much?
That's how I look at it.
90%.
90% chance.
Beer Cats is going to be there. I assume that he'll be wandering table to table, showcasing his ketchup marrying skills.
I can see that.
A couple of bottles in his hands at all time.
I can see
pouring the one with the little in to the one with the most. Everybody can do something, Will.
And that's what he is very good at.
It'll keep you employed. Yeah.
So that's Thursday at Hot Shots in Webster Groves. Come on by, and there is no cover charge. That has been confirmed by Jay Boyd, but we would like you, if you could, bring a toy, new unwrapped toy, on behalf of our good friend Jennings Randolph Jr. The great Jennings.
Yeah, he is great. There's not a day goes by that I don't see something that reminds me of him. I was wondering this weekend, because I was going through the list, who won the Jay Randolph Good Guy Award last year?
It was named on his behalf. It was Jennings.
We gave it to Jay, then we named it after him.
Yeah. I mean, Amy spoke.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Amy spoke, but I didn't know I couldn't remember if we gave it to Jay or we gave it to somebody. Because I know it's named after Jay. I didn't know we
the
gave
Jennings Randolph Jr. Good Guy Award.
Okay.
So we're giving that again this year?
Yep, indeed.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's nice.
Got to keep the name alive.
Yeah.
We don't have a ton of good guys in
Oh, no.
listeners.
Now the audience's character is being skewered.
You don't think we have any candidates?
We'll have to come up with some, I guess.
Well, do they have to be listeners?
Well, yeah.
Could they be sponsors, or some sponsors are listeners?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, our sponsors listen to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Think about this, Glenn Betts Jewelers, Doug. You know, I mean, here we are. We're 2 weeks away from prominent winter holiday.
Christmas.
And many might be thinking, you know what? I think I'm going to get engaged. Okay. Well, then go to Glenn Betts Jewelers and see Craig and see David and take care of it. And you're going to be working with people who are going to take great care of you. They're located 1 mile east of 270 on Manchester in De Pere. In the jewelry business, there is good, better, and then there is Betts. They get to know your life, your lifestyle, and who and what you love. Those are the 3 L's. GLENNBETZ Jewelers.com. That's Glenn Betts Jewelers, a perfect place to go for the holiday season. And especially if you're thinking about getting engaged, many do. It's cuffing season. Glenn Betts Jewelers.
Great engagement rings there. Great selection. Going on Saturday, you might run into Missy, Craig's wife, and my first girlfriend.
Oh, your first girlfriend?
She was my first crush in grade school.
A crush or a girlfriend?
Gail Volvo.
I mean, you really don't have a girlfriend in grade school. I mean, I considered Joan Wandersee a girlfriend, and all I did was walk her home from school.
How young are we talking here?
Yeah, 4th grade.
So 10 years old?
Something like that.
Okay.
She's still beautiful.
Would she remember you?
Oh, hell yes.
Because you were so tight in 4th grade?
No, because I know Craig.
Oh, okay.
And I know
There's
Adam.
no tension there, is there? Because he kind of took her from you.
No, we're great friends.
All right.
Yeah, he took her from me 20 years later.
Yeah. She broke your heart?
No.
She didn't?
I was in 4th grade.
Well, I know, but emotions are fragile.
I think I stopped seeing her and I started seeing Joan because Joan made me a cupcake from her Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, this is 5th grade?
Yeah.
Please do not let Ken have any input on the Jay Jr. Award. Shea Bumberbender doesn't need an award. That's from Beer Cats.
Shea Bittenbender, right?
That's correct. It's called Bumberbender by Beer Cats.
Heck of a bowler.
That's right. Indeed.
Yeah, I think I know what the award's about, dumbass.
Oh.
Well, I can tell you one thing, you're not going to win it. I can tell you that right now. So
How do you know for sure?
I can tell you he's not going to win it.
Well, who votes on this?
We all do.
We all do.
But I'll guarantee you I will talk any of you guys out of it if you're going to vote for him.
Why would you do that? He seems like a good enough guy.
Yeah, how I fought him.
Well, that's not a stipulation. Yeah, he's good enough. He banged a married woman. Let's give it to him.
Oh.
Was that this year?
When was How I Fought Him?
I think it was.
I feel like it was November of 22. Maybe
November,
October.
was it last November? Because we were at Thanksgiving talking about it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We were talking about when did he make up that story?
Talk of my table.
Downing the last dregs of my gin and tonic, I felt surprisingly at ease. I was on a date with a man from Bumble, and so far, everything had going swimmingly. He looked like his photos, hadn't lied about his height, and he smelt of a manly aftershave that gave me goosebumps. Yes, this date was definitely going well, and clearly, I wasn't the only one who thought so, as he soon scooted his chair closer to mine. Quote, "I've got something to show you," said Bob, asterisk, with a cheeky smile.
Is this a girl talking?
What is that noise?
Doug, what do we hear? Is there somebody pissing again?
Toilet malfunction?
Look,
Oh, that's my computer.
okay.
Oh.
"I've got something to show you," said Bob, asterisk, with a cheeky smile. "But it's a bit unconventional." My curiosity piqued. I found my eyes scanning his body from any hints as to what he might be hiding. Could it be a secret tattoo with either a hilarious or sweet backstory, or perhaps a birthmark shaped like whales?
No, it's hog.
But perhaps I could get my answer But before I could get my answer, he went to fetch us 2 more tipples. Huh?
What's a tipple? I don't know.
Anybody know what a tipple is?
Is that a brand name of a drink?
No, lowercase.
Using context clues, I have to think it's a drink, like some sort of slang for a drink.
I waited for him to return anxiously, my mind abuzz with theories about what it could be. And as soon as he returned, the question was out there. Quote, "So what's your secret?" I asked flirtatiously. He smiled before announcing proudly, "I'm wearing a cock ring."
Oh! Oh!
Granted, I'd been single for a while, 7 years to be exact, but there was no way I could hide the shock from my face. Like many of my friends, I dipped in and out of using dating apps for several years now, and yes, I'd had my share of disastrous dates. I had a pretty abysmal track record of men either lying about their age, height, and hobbies, or looking nothing like their pictures. But with Bob, we'd been texting for a few days and seemed a good fit. There was already a certain level of chemistry over message, and I thought sparks may very well fly if we met in person. I don't think I admitted it then, but Bob was pretty much my last-ditch attempt before I retired from the app game completely. We agreed to meet at a pub near the station, as that was pretty central for both of us. Nervous, I made sure to arrive bang on time. Don't you like that?
No, I don't. Stop saying it.
And to my delight, Bob was already there waiting for me. More importantly, I recognized him immediately as he looked exactly like his pictures. Tick and tick. What does that mean?
Tick and tick.
The boxes. I ticked that box.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, okay, that's probably it. Yeah.
Bob stood to greet me and gave me a peck on the cheek.
Sorry.
That was a stinger.
We're at a point about 10 seconds ago, but the computer just...
Do you give a peck on the cheek to someone you just met?
No.
Jackson, did you give your new friend a peck on the cheek?
No.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did you tell her you had a C-ring?
No, because I would have been a lie. But I did wear a butt plug.
Oh, you wore it?
No, now I'm getting too personal.
Flip that off.
Did you lie about your height?
Boy, that lying about the height thing.
She said that twice.
I know.
Like,
That must be a real issue out there.
Of all things to lie about, I mean, that one comes unraveled pretty quick. doesn't it?
Yeah.
Tough to hide that.
How do you fake that? Oh, I'm sorry. I said I was 31. Yeah, I'm actually 59.
Wear a C-ring. They won't be worried about your height anymore.
Exactly. This seems like this article might go on for a while, Jackson. Am I right?
It's a touch worthy. If you scroll past some of the BS, you can get to the real meat of it.
Everything had been going well, and then came his cock ring confession. I beg your pardon, I asked in utter bewilderment at the statement he'd just made.
She was nonplussed.
That's right. Though in all fairness, I probably didn't need to say a word. The look of total shock was undoubtedly written across my face. Now, I'm no prude, but as far as I was aware, a cock ring was a battery-powered gadget to prolong erections.
Not wrong, but...
What possessed him to wear it on our first date, I'll never know. Our conversations over text have been mildly flirtatious, fine, but they never entered the realm of sexting or the use of sex toys. As I mulled this over, trying to work out if I'd given any suggestion that this was my thing, I realized I was gaping?
How do you just realize that?
She was gaping?
Mind if you lay your love on my butt?
You didn't say that, did you?
Well, she did.
You just said it.
Thank you for the delicious boner.
What was the...
Where was that recorded?
Can you read that? Can you read that line again?
I realized that maybe it's gawping?
It looks like golfing.
What is that?
I don't know.
This is from across the pond, Doug. Maybe slang.
How do you spell that?
Gaping with a W.
That's right.
Which is the name of my new podcast.
I realized I was gaping or gawping.
You're just repeating yourself for 5 paragraphs.
At his crotch, and he was given some serious leg spread for me to get a better view.
Oh.
Did he have it out?
Confused. I wanted to change the subject. But weirdly, I also wanted to know more. Why? Why would you do that? Are you walking around with a constant heart-on? I asked in a hurry. I like that. She asked that in a hurry. He just laughed at my questions and simply explained that it was solid silver and that he liked the way it made him feel. This all prompted him to brag about his ferocious sex drive.
Gosh, first date.
I wish I'd never asked, because this then prompted him to tell me about his sexcapades, how he never had trouble pulling in clubs and found the whole getting to know you portion of dating boring because he's always horny. He even bragged about how much he loves pleasuring women and told me all about the other things he likes, such as threesomes, but only with other women. At this point, I began feeling uncomfortable and kept shifting in my seat.
Yeah.
He must have mistook my unease for excitement as he then decided to lean over and say, "I bet you're a kinky bitch."
Okay, stop it.
Why are you sitting there so long?
This is just, we're in the getting to know you stage.
Wouldn't you be out of there by now?
No, she said she asked in a hurry.
I said, "I don't think we're a good match," but loads of luck and grabbed my coat, left my drink, and legged it. You like that, Doug?
Legged it. You legged it out of there. Cheese it. It's the fuzz.
Legs wobbling with all the adrenaline. I called my best mate as soon as I got out, who, as a gay man, wanted to know all about it and the size of his penis.
Oh.
This is like the stereotype fest.
This poor girl. She can't even win with the gay guys.
Yeah, he thought it was hysterical. I called my best girlfriend next, and she was much more disgusted. I never heard from Bob again, and I deleted my dating apps after that night. It was the final straw after a succession of bad dates. It's now been 12 months since I used Bumble, or any dating app for that matter, and I can honestly say I will not be trying my luck again.
What kind of a question is this for Dear Deidre?
I don't think this was Dear Deidre, Jackson. What'd you send here? Is this Metro.co?
Metro.co.
Oh, just articles or...
It was written by Sarah D.
I bet women do run up against some real creeps that they meet online. Don't you know that they met up with just some nightmarish
I would
creeps?
imagine they kind of know the tells, though, to filter it out. I would think, but hell, I don't know.
Online, he calls himself a Latino man 559.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, I guess, his strategy is go full bore at the beginning. If they're either really into it or really not. It's kind of like doing an onside kick to start the game. You know?
My guess is she probably threw some kind of, as she said that we were messaging, she probably threw some kind of little tidbits into the messaging that made him think, I got a shot here.
Yeah, but even if you're like throwing a little tidbit out there, do you just say such a brash thing?
No, you don't.
And what percentage of women would actually go along with that approach?
I had sex and now Dad is dead.
See, because your father can wind up dead.
I've always wondered that myself, because I've seen a few of them at Hito. I mean, when you put that
I think the rules are a little different at Hito than...
No, I'm talking about...
sex with girls when I want to.
I'm talking about the C ring.
Well, you wouldn't have to tell anybody at Hito, right? They just see.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is, that I'm asking is, in order for it to fit, don't you have to be a certain hardness to fit? And then when you're not that hard, wouldn't it come off?
I've never even seen one. I don't know. You're looking at me like I've got all answers concrete. I don't.
Well, if anybody out there wears one, let me know how do you get it on to fit when they first do it.
Purple dillies.
Oh.
Ken defending the creepy guy is the least surprising thing in the world. That's from Tervis Parish.
Where did I defend the guy?
You said she probably led him on with some flirtatious comment.
Probably some flirtatious, but that's no reason for him to...
guys are freaking
Hey,
weird.
here's something you need to know right away.
Creeps.
What percentage of women would go for that approach? Like 1%?
That's why girls ignore.
question.
And they'd have to be really desperate. I mean, really, really desperate.
Girls can't even converse with a male without the guy going, "Oh, she wants me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bang that broad." So, like, dude, no wonder why girls ignore every guy. Because my guess is she didn't give any tells at all. The guy was horny and just said, "It's my time to shine."
Mm-hmm.
Well, my point is that she didn't lead him on, but if she said something to this guy to the effect of, "I'm really looking forward to this. Haven't been on a date in so long, and blah, blah, you look great," and
well, how
and
did
he
the
probably
C-ring
took
come
that the
out?
wrong way, and then he said, "I'm going full bore." So I'm not blaming her, but I'm just saying when you have a guy that's probably that perverted that he thinks all the girls want it, that you get one little tidbit like that, and he thinks I'm in.
Yeah.
But I understand. She said, and he spread his legs to show me. Well, unless he took it out in the restaurant, you didn't see anything.
Doug, did he take it out?
I don't know. It's all
Come here,
made
big
up
fella.
anyway.
The Colonel's going to join us to give us his thoughts on the article.
Okay.
He's brought to you by James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Plowhawk, you tell me, should I break now?
I would get.
We can do Gabe now.
Yeah, I think Gabe now
Let's
might
bring
be
in,
better.
I bet James is here.
Yeah.
Is he? All right.
Yeah, you guys just open the door and I'll call Gabe right now.
All right. There you go. The Colonel is going to be joining us here momentarily, Doug, and getting his perspective on the goings and comings and goings in the world of college, I guess, football. You'll have a question about Missouri basketball.
Where are you going, Iggy? Iggy's getting dressed.
Well, the guest is coming in.
Oh.
You just say open the door and
Yeah,
let
this is
Carlton.
actually smart on Iggy's part to let
James Carlton's
getting
going to come
dressed.
in. Illinois Recovery Center is a wonderful sponsor of this particular radio program, which is called TMA Podcast, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com and check them out on their Facebook page, Illinois Recovery Center. James Carlton's in here. Hi, James.
Good morning, fellas.
Well, hello,
What's the word?
James.
What is the word? I guess the Chiefs, that play is dominating the sports cycle.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah. Do you think that they're just doing this to try to cover up for their guy? I feel like it has to be. They can't be seriously complaining that bad about. I mean, obviously.
Colonel's a Chiefs fan. Maybe he's going to tell us. Morning, Colonel.
Okay.
Hey, Colonel. James Carlton was just talking about the end of the Chiefs game. What is your emotion and feeling angle on that whole thing?
Kadarius Toney may be the first player in NFL history to legitimately single-handedly cost his team 2 games simply by being on the roster. I am not here for the whining. I was kind of caught off guard by it. I mean, he doesn't know where to stand. That's not anybody's fault.
That's why the Colonel's the greatest. He didn't get to play to the audience. I'm sure some of your readers want to hear you bitch about the officiating, I guess. I don't know. But the Colonel just tells you what he thinks. He doesn't care. That's so wonderful. In the Twitter era of writers writing to jerk off their audiences, the Colonel says, here's what I think, and you might not like it, but I don't really care. And that's why the Colonel is my listener of the year.
Really?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah,
well, offsides is offsides.
I feel like I should listen more to qualify for listener of the year.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah, good.
Gabe, I was reading your story on PowerMizzou.com regarding this past weekend's Missouri-Kansas game and how, in reality, for most people at this point, it just doesn't hold the same weight because you lay out the math, and if you really recall the times of those games mattering, you probably are around 40 or older at this point, and it just doesn't have the same makeup. You also mentioned, of course, Missouri's expectation wasn't to win, but just in general, the rivalry doesn't have the same intensity for a good portion of the fan base. Elaborate, if you would, fine, sir.
I just think it's different. It's a one-off now. It's closer, and I've got to be careful here because I understand, and look, I'm one of these people who was raised with, in the middle of this rivalry, like you picked sides, you did it early, you were explaining the reasons why the other side was terrible human beings and all that. So I get it. I don't know, even for myself, I don't watch Kansas basketball and pay attention and care about it like I did 15 years ago. Because it's a non-conference game. It's more important than the other non-conference games, but it's a lot closer to the Illinois rivalry, I think, than it ever used to be. I mean, and maybe this was different in St. Louis, but like Illinois, even before I started covering the team, when I just was a Missouri basketball fan growing up, like I disliked Illinois that one night, but it wasn't this all year round thing. Right. Whereas MUKU was 365 days a year. Like you wanted those people to have bad Christmases. And I just don't think it's just not the same. I don't know. And some people will push back. I understand it's the same for some people. And, like there are Mizzou students now and KU students who I think they chant the right things and they show up for that game and they on some level get that it's bigger than the rest of them. But I don't think they can ever know what it was like. Like, Tim, you and I were at the Corey Tate game in '96, or, watching Miles Simon in Arizona beat KU in the '98 tournament. Or, I just don't think the feelings have the same depth now that it's a one-off every year.
I wonder if some of it, too, is just where you live in the state. I'm sure that Mizzou, Kansas is much bigger rivalry in Kansas City than it is here.
Oh, yeah.
And the Missouri-Illinois rivalry is much bigger here than it is in Kansas City. It's kind of where you live, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a part of it. I mean, if you live in Kansas City and they're featured in the newspaper every day and on talk radio and all that, you probably have a little more animosity than those of us that live further east.
Yeah.
Do you come away from that game more optimistic about Dennis Gates' squad?
I think so. It was just a really weird game to me. I mean, when it finished, I didn't really know what to think about it. Like, on one hand, I thought, hey, they, hung within 9. I mean, I legitimately told people that morning if they can come within 10 points, I think they should be allowed to count it as a victory. So they fulfilled the expectation. And what I learned about them is they're tough. They're not going to roll over. They're going to fight. But also, I didn't think KU played particularly well. Some of that had to do with Missouri. I was impressed with Gates' game plan. He clearly went in and said, we're not going to let Hunter Dickinson beat us. And the difference between a team at Kansas's level and a team at Missouri's level right now is you did everything you could to not let Hunter Dickinson beat you, and they have KJ Adams who can beat you. If you take Sean East away from Missouri right now, offensively, I'm not sure how they beat a good team. So I just walked away saying, it was a game where, Missouri hung in, but there legitimately was not 1 second where I thought Missouri was going to win that game. Even at 25 or whatever, it was an 8 or 9 point lead with about 12 minutes left in the first half. I told the guy next to me, I said, if they have this lead with 43 seconds left, I might believe they'll win the game. And that's not a knock on Missouri. I've seen Kansas in that building. And then they deserve credit for coming back when they were down 18 and making it an 8-point game and having chances to make it closer. But every time they had a chance to make it a 2-possession game, which is to me where you really kind of start saying, okay, now there's some pressure on the other team, it didn't happen. So I never really felt like there was a possession in that game where Kansas was really in danger of coughing up that entire lead.
Colonel, let's switch to football. Any recruiting/transfer portal news? That's what the people want to hear from you at this point in December.
Yeah. I mean, not yet. Other than obviously Toriano Pride committed, whatever it was, Wednesday or Thursday night last week. But nothing yet. They had a couple kids in town this weekend. Sometimes transfers will commit on a visit. There were some of them across the country, but more and more, Sunday used to be the day where, hey, you might have 5 or 6 commitments out of an official visit weekend because the kids just all committed, and then people like me would get a hold of them afterwards and they'd say, yeah, I committed, and here's the story. Well, now everybody's got to go home and take 2 days to make graphics and videos and stuff for social media. So Sunday really is very rarely a busy day anymore in recruiting. It's more you're waiting for Tuesday and Wednesday after these kids visited to get everything produced. And it's less common with transfers than high school kids, but it still happens pretty often.
We may have asked you this in weeks past, but is Mizzou expected to lose a number of players to the portal?
Yeah, I think there's about 8 guys in right now. I mean, they've got to lose another 6 or 8 because they're going to bring in 10 to 12, and there's just not room. And I mean, you can go through the roster and figure out, oh, well, hey, this guy's been here 2 or 3 years, and he's not really playing. I mean, that's going to be most of it. I don't think you can ever completely discount the idea that, after the bowl game, a starter could leave just because you can't discount that idea anywhere anymore. I mean, everybody's a free agent every year, so some of them want to take advantage of it. But I think for the most part, I don't think there will be many transfers where you look and go, well, that really surprises me or really impacts them a whole lot.
I forget Macklin's first name. Not Jeremy, of course, the one that was on Mizzou's roster a few years
Jamori.
ago. Yeah, Jamori. He transferred, I think, to North Texas, something like that, and now he's got offers from every Power 5 program in the country. So you see the kind of the benefit of a guy that doesn't see themselves getting on the field, transferring to a smaller school, having a big year like he did, and look at him now. I mean, he's got his pick of the litter.
I mean, good for him for sure. I think he visited Kentucky this weekend, but that's one of the things. I don't think you should be able to do it twice. One free transfer I'm good with, and I understand he's a grad transfer and all that, but to me, hey, anybody can make a mistake, go to the wrong place. Maybe there's a coaching change, whatever. One free transfer, I'm fully on board with. But, I mean, you've got kids playing at 3 and 4 schools. Theoretically, you could commit somewhere out of high school, get paid by them to go there, go for a year, transfer somewhere else, stay there for 2 years. If you came in with enough credits and you do summer right, you can then graduate in 3 years, transfer as a grad transfer, and you still have 2 years of eligibility. So theoretically, transfer as a grad transfer again. I mean, you go to 4 schools in 5 years, or I guess that'd be, 4 schools in 5 years, get paid by all of them, and be in pretty good shape by the time you go pro. I mean, I get why they have the grad transfer rule, but it started as this thing where they said, if you want to go to grad school and you still have eligibility left, you can transfer, but you can only transfer if the school you're transferring to offers a degree program that your school doesn't offer. I mean, that's a sham. God love all these football players who are quite clearly trying to become doctors and lawyers in grad school. But that was never the reason why they were transferring.
You could do that, have yourself a nice little 5-year professional college career and retire with a couple $1 million in the bank at age 23. I know,
Right.
maybe not retire, but at least
go
have
into
it.
the insurance game, and you got a nice little nest.
Colonel Cody Schrader finished 8th in the Heisman voting. That is the highest a Missouri player has finished since Chase Daniel. 4th in 2007, Doug, was that right? 2007?
I think that's right.
You voted him 3rd. You said Jaden Daniels won. Did Penix finished 2nd? Your thoughts on Schrader and in the Heisman?
Well, I thought Cody was a good third-place vote. Look, he wasn't going to win it. Everybody knew he wasn't going to win it, right?
He did get one first-place vote. That was not from the Colonel, for the record.
Yeah, he did get one first-place vote, 2 seconds, and I think 22 thirds. But I kind of like when there's not an obvious, like I thought there was an obvious winner this year, and then just a bunch of other guys who were pretty good. Like I didn't really think Marvin Harrison had a invited to the Heisman ceremony type year.
I was very confused by the Marvin Harrison thing. It's nothing against Marvin Harrison. I just, for the life of me, don't get the Marvin Harrison thing.
Yeah, it was. I mean, look, I think there's a very good chance he actually is the best player in college football.
Yes.
I mean, he's a really good player.
I know exactly what you mean, but he didn't have the year.
Didn't match that,
right.
You know. So I thought Daniels was head and shoulders above everybody. I thought I really liked Penix and thought he had a deserving year, and so put him second. And then there was nobody that I just said, well, clearly he belongs in a category different from everybody else, and so I thought Cody deserved some recognition and put him third on the ballot, and good for him. Top 10 finish. That's there's no shame in that.
He may still get first-team All-American, don't you think? You got a shot at that?
Yeah, a lot of people have put him on their All-American teams. I don't know if the AP All-American team has come out yet. I don't think it has, but a lot of people have had him first team along with Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma State. I know that look, you can make arguments that there are other running backs that could get on there, and if Cody somehow ends up second team, I know it will be treated as the biggest travesty and insult in the history of sports, which obviously it would still be really good, but I would vote him first team.
Who do you think winds up winning the National Coach of the Year? Kalen DeBoer?
I mean, there's a lot of
the Eddie Robinson Award, for the record. I know there's a bunch of awards. The Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I guess Sarkisian could be a candidate, and I can't remember. I know Drinkwitz is a finalist. I can't remember who all the finalists
16.
are. I mean, I think Jeff Brom has to be a candidate for that. 10-2 at Louisville and I understand they look bad and lost the ACC title game, but nobody expected them to be nearly as good as they are. I don't know. Honestly, maybe you should give it to Sharon Moore, right? He won.
He had a nice 3-game stretch at Ann Arbor. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would get, if I had to bet, it would be Kalen DeBoer.
But wasn't Washington was not a surprise playoff team, and that's not a. I mean, he's done a good job, but I just think that generally tends to go to somebody who's a little bit more of a surprise.
I think they're more of a surprise than I mean. Certainly, you can pick in the SEC teams and the Big Ten obvious ones. Maybe I'm off. That's why I'm asking about it. And then that lends into the whole Heisman thing. The fact, and I saw you writing about it, like how Penix and Daniels was as close as it was, speaks to people voting based on a team's performance versus what the award is from the letter of the law, which is the most outstanding player. The most valuable player, I understand. A team was in last place, then the team itself didn't have much value. So therefore,
apparently the most valuable player was Jordan Travis.
Yeah, because they're in fifth place now. But Jaden Daniels and Michael Penix Penix has been injured. I think Michael Penix might be, when he's healthy, perhaps the best. But he hasn't been the same guy since earlier in the season. But to his credit, they still were able to beat Oregon a second time. And maybe these 3 weeks will give him some time to heal up before playing Texas. But that's why I wonder if they will vote based on the undefeated team that got into the playoff, and it won't be Harbaugh, or if they will vote based on expectation versus realistic performance. And that's why I was asking your opinion on it.
Yeah, I'd have to go through, and again, I might vote Jeff Brom, to be quite honest with you. I think he did a heck of a job. Lane Kiffin's done a really good job. Again, I don't remember who the finalists are. Drinkwitz, I know, is one of the finalists. He's not going to win National Coach of the Year, but he did win SEC Coach of the Year.
Yeah. Is there a ticket buying frenzy in Columbia for the Cotton Bowl? People going nuts trying to get their hands on a couple?
I mean, they sold it out in 24 hours. Yeah, so I would imagine that everybody has been busy on the secondary market since then. I think it will be well attended for Mizzou fans.
Gabe, doesn't voting Cody first on one ballot show how silly the Heisman voting process is? That's from the Ilsider.
I mean, the Heisman voting process is silly. I don't know if that's what proves what it is. But yes,
it does seem like a lot of people, I'm surprised, have ballots for this.
Yeah. I mean, because once you get a ballot, you have to give it up to ever lose. I mean, I could go cover NASCAR tomorrow if I wanted to, and I don't think they would come for my ballot unless I said, hey, guys, I don't really watch this anymore.
I just don't know how you could watch college football this year and not go, well, obviously Jaden Daniels is in another world versus everybody else. I
think they like the hype, and that's why they have so many voters. Whoever has a vote likes to talk about it, and so
they're geographically broken down. Like, people in the Pacific Northwest are pissed that people in the South voted Daniels, and people in the South are pissed that Penix got votes, and I'm just going... I watched them all. Listen, I'll be honest, I watched more Daniels than Penix, but I watched a good amount of Penix, didn't see as much Oregon. And I'm just like, I can't even believe we're having this conversation. Daniels single-handedly went into Columbia and beat a top 10 team. I think there's a chance LSU beats Alabama if he doesn't get drilled in that game in the second half. And he had a world record game against Florida, went into Oxford against another team that's playing in a New Year's Six Bowl, played against Florida State and put up good numbers. I don't even.
He also had to be almost perfect.
Yeah, with that defense. It's just such a strange. I mean, I don't really, in the whole scheme of things, I don't care. But it just struck me. I agree with the Ilsider's overall point that the Heisman voting is, it's. I mean, we can talk about this with Hall of Fame voting for baseball and so on and so forth. Just how perverse the process is. But whatever. I'm just. What are there? 800 votes or something like that?
9 something last I knew.
900 voters, Doug.
I think a lot of people probably just don't actually vote. There's probably 100 people that didn't actually vote that have a vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Cody Schrader. Somebody got the first. We can't find out who you don't. Those aren't public unless people make them public, like yourself.
People I think make them public if they want to, but I don't have any idea who voted him first.
Who else?
Missouri fans, big fans of that person. Though.
So I was about to say, who gets vote? Does the Post-Dispatch get a vote, and Kansas City Star and Columbia paper?
I don't know. There are 7 or 8 voters in the state. I know. Dave Matter had to give up his when he went to work for the university, so I don't really know who took that one over. You could get it, McKernan. I mean, I know people far less qualified who have it.
I think that's an endorsement, Doug. I think it's an endorsement. I'm not really looking for additional responsibility, but after looking at the voting, it doesn't seem like many people are taking it seriously anyway.
As far as responsibility, it took me all of about 6 minutes on Sunday morning.
But I want to do a good job with it. I'm just like, how the hell were these votes? Some of these votes made clearly.
I'm reading here. There's 870 media votes, 57 former Heisman Trophy winners, and 1 national fan vote.
Yeah, there you go.
So they pick one random
maybe the national fan vote was Cody Schrader.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, somebody like with 30,000 posts on Tiger Board got to make a vote this year.
Imagine getting
That's
an
what it
email
was.
from like the president. Hey, you get a.
Colonel, always enjoy the conversations. Thank you for your. Thank you. Then you know what, the straightforward opinion on the Chiefs thing last night. Because I was confused by that, but I'm like, if the Colonel really feels like it was wrong, then maybe I'll take it seriously. But
no, I mean, look, I would like to have a bunch of anger at the official not telling him in advance he was committing a penalty, but I can't really have a lot of anger about that.
Such a strange thing.
You'd feel worse about the official if he didn't call it, wouldn't you?
Well, they threw the. You could see the flag in the air before Mahomes threw the ball.
I would feel much better about the official had he not called it. I would prefer that. But the most appropriate way for that game to end, and anybody that watches the Chiefs this year would know that, is if Kadarius Toney had simply dropped the lateral from
That's right.
Picked it up and won the game.
That is true.
That would have been far more appropriate. But it's not like they had any chances to win that game along the way. You know?
Yeah, there were only 10. Colonel, always appreciate it.
All right, guys, have a good one.
That's Gabe Garman, lobbying for me to be a Heisman voter. Yes, James.
This is what we're competing with from fandoms. So this is on the Gamecocks, like Power Mizzou type board. We talked it over as a family and made a difficult decision. We decided as a family to not do Christmas presents this year, but instead we will donate that money to NIL. My 12-year-old son made me so proud when he looked me in the eye and said, "Dad, it's the only way we're ever going to beat Coach Drink." I'm not going to lie. Seeing my 6-year-old daughter with tears in her eyes made this even tougher for my wife to get on board, but it'll all be worth it if we can get that wide receiver from Vanderbilt.
Oh, for crying out loud.
That is dedication.
That's a beautiful story, Doug.
You think that's real?
Yeah. I kind of do, actually.
People would give up Christmas to help recruit?
So, Tim, you're a little older than me, but like life experience, we're pretty similar, minus maybe the orgies back in the day.
Right, yeah. Still on a quest, Doug.
So December 29th, you're going to be watching, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, but emotionally, it's not going to move the needle one way or the other if they win or lose for you.
That's different than how there are games, like when Missouri lost to Kansas. If they would have won, I would have been excited about it.
Yeah.
But if they lost, like when Missouri lost to LSU more than Georgia, kind of interestingly to me, like when it played out, I legitimately, and I'm embarrassed by this, but I want to be honest with the audience, I went upstairs and I'm just like, I need to cool off for a little while.
Okay.
I was that upset about that because I started to think they might. I was starting to have visions of 2007, 2013,
right, I get
which was
that.
kind of early in the season to have that. And as you know, one of the things when we play golf or just BS away from the radio, my big thing with Missouri fans when it comes to football, we don't really talk basketball, is low expectations. It drives me up the wall in business, if I'm working with, in a place where there aren't higher expectations for success. It's just how I'm programmed. It's not really pleasant, but that's how I'm wired. And because bowl games just don't matter. I think for older fans, they think of bowl games how they used to be. They aren't that. It's like Gabe writing about Missouri, Kansas. And so losing to LSU and losing to Georgia, and I was more irritated about Georgia for other reasons that we talked about privately, but those took Missouri out of a championship. This wouldn't impact a championship.
I get that.
And I think it could impact the program positively by being an 11-win team and a finishing sixth, I guess, I think is where they could be. I guess Oregon would have to lose to Liberty, I think, would probably be what would have to happen. But I think that's possible. But again, if Oregon and Liberty were to play in Eugene or even wherever Liberty is, and I'm probably never going to stop by, I'm a big Falwell guy, but I'll probably never stop by, then, what are the chances that Liberty beats that team? But in a bowl game, we go, Liberty might beat them. Why? Because Oregon, it just isn't the same thing. And that's... So I think for fans, and I imagine you're in this camp, you want it to matter, but it can't nobody determines what it matters. But if it was such a huge deal, you wouldn't have Ohio State players
all the opt-outs,
opting out, and the shame of it. I think the reason why it bothers me, I guess bothers me is a little strong, is because I think Ohio State might be the best team in the country. As crazy as that sounds, because you're so dogmatically wired, like they're sixth. And I'm like, they lost by 6 points or 3 points or whatever the hell in Ann Arbor. Georgia could be the best team. I don't know who the best team in the country this year is. A lot of times I do. I think Missouri could beat Ohio State when they're at their best. I really do think that. And I don't say that. I don't know if I say that any year. But we're not going to get a chance to see that, and that sucks. At the same time, if I'm an Ohio State player, whether it be Harrison or the 10 others who will opt out, I totally understand it. Just like if Drinkwitz dodged Kansas last year, I understand it. I totally get it. If he's like, man, I'm not on firm footing, and the last thing I need to do is lose to Kansas, and guys are going to opt out, I'm not going to mess with my career for a effing bowl game. So I get it, and I understand you got to deny the whole thing. So that's it. No, if Missouri loses to Ohio State, I won't be like, damn it, it will rank. I guess they're only two. Yeah, I mean, but the LSU and Georgia ones, absolutely.
Is Jackson on?
What's up?
Hey, Jackson, let me ask you this.
Well, Jackson was of the opinion that the Kansas-Missouri game was...
And I get, and obviously there were other people that sided with him on that.
Oh, is that right?
Because I saw, I think, a poll on Team A fan page and then your guys' show last week. But Jackson, would you have been, which one were you more confident in, when Mizzou was tied with Georgia in Athens at 10-10? Or when Mizzou was beating Kansas 15-6 on Saturday? Which one would have surprised you more had Mizzou come out victorious?
Great question. I think there is an easy answer to this.
Which would I be more surprised if they won?
No. When it was 10-10 at the half in Athens, and Missouri was up 15-6?
Yeah.
At that point, which one would have surprised you more for the outcome to end with a Missouri victory?
The Kansas game.
Yeah, 100%.
Basketball's a game of runs. Basketball's a game of runs, and
Georgia hadn't lost in a long time. I mean, I think you can argue either way.
But the difference is in that game, and I don't say this. I was talking with a former Missouri player on Saturday night, and he was active, and I said the difference this year, but it's so nerdy, is the line play. And Missouri's lines held up on both sides, specifically against Georgia.
Right.
And I'm like, if you can do that, then you can beat anybody. But I also understand the casual fan doesn't watch offensive and defensive lines unless somebody is going off on the defensive side of it, or you had an Orlando Pace back in the day where people are tracking pancake blocks. Beating Kansas, I'm like, I actually was watching it, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if somehow Kansas is an underdog, and they were still like minus 540 when they were up 15-6.
Okay,
I think at one point it got to minus 360.
Holy smokes!
But we got done. I was watching the game with just my wife, the game against Georgia, and I know you were there, and I go, they outplayed Georgia. Now, I know that won't be the narrative because I know college football people have to watch a bunch of different games at once. But if you were watching that game intensely, they outplayed them. I mean, Georgia needed a fourth down, conversion or penalty or something in the first quarter. And then obviously we know what happened with the second half. But in the first half, they outplayed them. And I'm going, this is otherworldly.
That's why it was kind of disappointing to be tied. Even if you would have told me before the game it'd be tied at halftime,
100%.
After watching that first half, left a lot on the table there.
100%. I agree with you. And I can't recall who's getting the ball first. Maybe Missouri.
I think Mizzou got the ball
first.
Got
the ball first.
Yeah, because Georgia had that long drive that ended in a field goal on the first drive out of the
and
first
so my
half.
whole thing is I don't. But it depends. Like if you're just like, I just want to make X number of dollars a year, and I don't want to have stress. I get. If anything, I kind of I don't know if respect it, but I admire that. Mm-hmm. And so if you're like, I'm a Missouri fan and I just want to win 7 or 8 games, then you're never really going to be all that stressed out unless it's a 4 and 8 year. But I want to see championships. I want to try to, do ridiculous things that I may never be able to do. So therefore, the bar is one of constantly never being satisfied, which therefore makes it an unpleasant way to live / unpleasant way to be a fan.
Yep.
So if you are excited about a bowl game, I am jealous of you.
Well, from a business perspective, if you're at the end of the year here, the calendar year, and you're probably not going to hit your wildly important goal, but there's still a chance. There's still something on the table to play for. I'm going to go after that, even though there's only 2 weeks left in the year.
I'm not saying don't go after it.
Yeah, it would still move me a little bit. Nowhere near in Atlanta. Or Athens this year. I mean, nowhere near that.
Or the LSU game for me.
Yeah, I get that because I was. Yep, absolutely.
But it's like when Missouri, who'd they beat after they beat? Was it Minnesota? Or no, they played Oklahoma State that year. And then they played Minnesota after losing Alabama. And in both those cases, but I know that. By the way, I'm well aware that I'm in the minority, and I'm not castigating fans for getting excited about bowl games. What does bother me with a portion of Missouri fans is not realizing that Missouri can be a championship program.
Absolutely.
That's why I think I get. Some Missouri fans are like, oh, he's not supportive of the program or something like that. Whatever it is, I don't care. Kind of like Gabe with the Chiefs fans. I know what I think. I know who I pull for. I know I was emotionally distraught after the LSU game. So if that's the case, then I guess I'm a very strange anti-Missouri person, but whatever, it doesn't.
I'd rather have these tough losses to LSU and Georgia, and we're recollecting on that than have last year.
Right.
So it's been great, and I think this could be a launching pad into the next season for recruiting for transfer portal. We'll
Breaking news on the transfer portal.
Come on, Jackson, give me something.
Georgia State transfer running back Marcus Carroll tells On3 Sport he's committed to Mizzou.
Okay.
First team All Sun Belt selection, ranked number 6 in the NCAA this year with 1,300 rushing.
I wonder
Georgia
if that
State.
means Etienne's out.
It's the Colonel's.
That's Joe Pelosi's.
That is.
but producer Joe.
Yeah, I would assume that Etienne, he a lot of Georgia is what I'm seeing on Etienne.
You think Joe pulled some strings to him?
Maybe so. Well, that's nice. Yeah, he had the numbers, and obviously, that's a good void to fill. So, I mean, they still have the kid from St. Mary's, the kid from Texas that was a highly recruited guy that has. I mean, so they still have some backs we haven't seen. But that is a void they need to fill. But I know we've taken up enough time.
No, we always enjoy your conversations. Yeah. That's James Carlton, and he's online at carltoninsurance.net, and he's my insurance agent. He's the Plowix insurance agent. We have 349 5-star reviews now. It's unbelievable. People leaving 5-star reviews about
That's
insurance.
a lot of
agents.
reviews
That's what they do.
of 5-star caliber.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. Hey, we're giving away those Cardinal tickets for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day. Like a 5-pack, Jackson? Is that what it is? Yeah, 5 games.
Yep.
It's the Friday 5-pack for the Design Air Heating and Cooling Email of the Day that comes your way in a matter of moments here on TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have 2 questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown and Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown and Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
Do you want to support the EDF Group as a sponsor of TMA? Well, it's real simple. Do you have a fire extinguisher where you work? The answer is yes, you certainly do. So please email the EDF Group at fire@theedfgroup.com so a technician can come out and explain to your team how the EDF Group can save your company money. Again, that email address is fire@theedfgroup.com. The EDF Group is hot and will prevent your facility from having hot fires. Experience the EDF Group difference. Learn more at theedfgroup.com.
Urban Dictionary defines thirsty as purposely, knowingly, and recklessly attempting to gain fame to boost self-esteem. So, are you thirsty? Well, TMA has you covered. Become a part of the 2023 TMA Listener of the Month Club. You nominate yourself for a monthly award, and if you win, you get recognition and stuff to help you satisfy that insatiable thirst. We're talking January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, etc. Go to TMASTL.com or the TMA app. Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent information. Tell us why you deserve to be TMA Listener of the Month. And if you don't want to use your real name or photo, we don't really care. The TMA Listener of the Month. Get recognized just for being you, or fake you, or whatever. Quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro in the morning after on KPNT HD2.
Hey, this is Doug Vaughn for Sound Story, the perfect gift for this holiday season. I've been hosting Sound Story interviews for the last couple of years, and I've enjoyed the chance to talk with so many people and hear their life stories. And with the holidays approaching, you can get your mom, dad, or grandparents a gift they will love with just a couple of clicks at mysoundstory.com. This holiday season, Sound Story is giving 20% off a Sound Story gift card when you enter promo code TMA. Sound Story is a professionally produced hour-long conversation in which you or one of your loved ones is interviewed by your choice of one of our professional interviewers, including myself, Tim McKernan, Jackson Burkett, or even KG in O-Town. Go to mysoundstory.com for more information and enter promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Purchase your loved one's gift certificate today. Schedule your Sound Story later. Again, that's mysoundstory.com, promo code TMA for 20% off your Sound Story gift certificate. Sound Story. For you, for them, forever.
Rosalitas know that a fun happy hour and scenic patio go together like fresh guac and chips. So take advantage of their covered patio this fall and winter at their De Pere location and enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Their sparkling margarita is made with Chambord raspberry liqueur and topped with a bottle of rosé prosecco. They also have a variety of delicious margarita flavors, including mango, pomegranate, and blood orange, all made with top-shelf tequila and Cointreau. With phenomenal service, great margaritas, and a breathtaking atmosphere, there's always a reason to come to Rosalitas.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lotman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflotman.com, bringing people and properties together.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Whether you've made the life-saving choice to seek help on your own or you want to be prepared for the other end of an addiction intervention with a loved one, the chance to learn about addiction recovery is available to you at the Illinois Recovery Center in Swansea. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or email info@illinoisrecoverycenter.com.
Don't miss this year's hottest tour, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, the ultimate rock holiday phenomenon. 2 shows, Sunday, December 17th, Enterprise Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Ignite your senses with an electrifying fusion of rock and classical. Trans-Siberian Orchestras, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. A portion of the proceeds benefit Prevent Ed.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. KPN-T HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
Think about it.
This will be the first day you won't hear a replay of the show right after the show.
Why not?
Well, I meant we started it Saturday, but in terms of weekday. Oh, we changed it.
New skeleton?
Yeah. So
New skeleton!
Well, it started Saturday. So all day best ofs?
So the only time you can hear us live is now.
Yeah, and obviously app, podcast.
But I mean, there won't be the replay. I apologize. I misspoke.
Yes, sir. So, enjoy it.
You don't seem happy about it.
It's fine. I didn't know if it needed to be changed, but I hope they are enjoying their weekends.
Are you getting a bunch of compliments and thank yous?
No, that's the best part about this is like just the nonstop berating and complaining on something that was out of my control, and then when it finally fixed.
What you get now is that people.
Crickets.
Hey, where's the replay, man? I turn on 10, hear the show, and it's not on there. What's going on, man?
Oh.
Come on, get back to the old way.
I told them one complaint. I got that other template saved, man.
One complaint, you're going back to it?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Okay.
This is what you wanted.
Well, you know who wouldn't complain, and that's your pet if you got a
Yeah, you're right about that.
They would not complain.
My dogs are awesome.
You're doing your Christmas shopping, don't forget your dog. They want a little something to open up or have in their stocking, and you can get them something from Naturals. It's right here. I'm holding up the bag now on YouTube. You can see that's what it looks like. Naturals is a local company started by a couple of longtime TMA listeners, and they've created some fantastic little treats for your dog. Naturals carries a lineup of limited ingredient dental chews, 100% rawhide-free options, and mouth-watering oven-baked cookies. Your pup's tail will be wagging with excitement after tasting flavors like real peanut butter, chicken, and pumpkin. Trust me, your dog will be begging for more, just like my dog Dora does. Dora absolutely loves these, and she's picky. She's a Karen. Your dog will love them, too. Discounted variety packs are also available, so your pup can enjoy all flavors delivered right to your door. And here's a treat for our listeners. Use the code TMA at Nautilus.com for an exclusive 15% off, plus free shipping on orders of $30 or more. That's Nautilus.com. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and spell Nautilus.
Just spell it. I think it's N-A-W, isn't it?
No, it's G-N-A-W-T-U-R-A-L-S. See, there was some confusion. It's Nautilus with a G.com. Shop local this holiday season. Gift your dog treats from Nautilus. They will love you for it.
There you go. Let's see what we got here. Plowhawk people are thanking you now.
Oh,
there
good.
you go.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Darren. That's from Gummy with a kissy emoji.
It just feels good.
That means
means a lot.
Vacations.
Yeah.
We have a huge Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day today because we're giving away this Cardinal 5-pack. Jackson, what are the people getting?
Oh, the Cardinal Friday 5.
Friday. And that includes games against the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani. Cardinals get to open up against Betts, Friedman, and Ohtani to start the season. Doug, Sonny Gray.
Welcome. Put them on. Four. Put them on. Load the bases if you have to. We ain't pitching to them. Those are probably three of the top 10 hitters in the game.
That's right. That'll be, they open up the season in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Guess we got to do a remote.
I'll be rooting.
We're going to show them.
I'll be rooting hard
this
against the Dodgers all year. I like to see the teams that throw out stupid money fail.
And they're not done. They'll probably get Matamoto, too. Or Matsumoto. Matimo.
My guess is Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
Yankee.
Yeah, they'll probably get him, too.
Well, we've got a couple of relievers for O'Neill. Minor league guys. High ERA types.
I love how we trade everybody at their lowest value. It's like when we have tapped out their entire resources and have misused and mismanaged the players, then we go, okay, I guess we just got to trade them.
And I know everybody was down on O'Neill at this point, ready to move on. But he did have a 30-home run season. He's a 2-time Gold Glove winner. That's not insignificant.
Doug, that was 4 years ago. Dude, we're talking 4 years ago.
But to get minor leaguers who have struggled in exchange, that's it.
He's had one good year out of 5 seasons. That doesn't justify anything.
The other guys have had no good years.
Now you got to get Burleson some at-bats. What are you going to do?
Carlson was untradeable, so you have to make sure you got that 230 average in there for sure.
I don't know if he's untradeable or just doesn't bring you anything.
No, he was untradeable with Juan Soto.
Oh.
You know, one of the generational talents, one of the best players in baseball, but hey, fourth outfielder.
That
comes
right
in
there,
clutch.
that's not totally accurate on the Carlson thing.
I don't know if those were the exact quotes, but I know Carlson was off the table for a Juan Soto trade. That was a fact. I don't know who actually came out and said that. I don't know if
It was
Mo
part
or
of the deal. There's no way it would have just been Carlson for Soto straight up.
No, I'm saying he was one. I'm not saying it was a straight up trade, but I'm saying if he could have got over the hump with a couple more players and they weren't willing to trade Carlson.
He's kind of like Newt Barr is now. You know, Newt Barr's untradeable. Newt Barr, we can't.
I can't wait till we trade him for a couple relievers in 2027. I'm excited for
major
those
league
relievers.
players.
I'm excited for
Major
those
leaguers. It's like the Blues trading Bortuzzo. They got
Bobby
nothing.
Bortz.
They got nothing.
They got a 7th rounder.
7th rounders never make it. How many 7th rounders are playing on NHL teams right now?
I love how those relievers we got are going to be. They're going to be 10-0 game. Cardinals are getting blown out, and that's when they appear.
Big old fans raging right now. If he wants to call in, we'll take his call. But first, we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Cardinal tickets, a 5-pack. Get yours at Cardinals.com for the holidays. It's starting at $55.
How many tickets? 2 each? 2 each game? 2?
Jackson?
Jackson, how many tickets? Jackson!
5.
Oh.
5 tickets for each game?
Yes.
5 for each game?
Yeah.
And you get how many Friday nights?
No, 2 per game, 5 tickets total.
2, okay. So
5 games total, 2 tickets.
So you could run the table on email a day this week and end up with 10
season tickets.
Tickets to 5 games. You can take your whole family and friends.
And young. I genuinely enjoyed how old Pot Roast voted on these awards, then was bewildered as each nominee was announced. I'm unsure if it was a sketch or a bit, but I was clutching my sides with laughter. Also, this was special. Doug, there's always a problem with the mail and things getting lost. Ken, well, we have stamps here, so that's not really a problem. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Have a great week, cuties. That's from number one Asian intern Brian Henshin. Every day after a holiday should be a holiday.
Brian?
No, he's not done.
Oh.
Look, I'm just trying to help you hapless morons out here. I don't really care. I'm just trying to help out. Me, Kenny Strode, the orange knight with glistening leathery skin. Oh, there it is.
Brian Hinchin.
You have to know how to end an email. Don't give your name and then keep going on.
That's kind of his signature thing.
And Young, few things. Bullet point A. I'm so honored to be named a candidate for Texter of the Year. Thank you, gentlemen. 2. While I think I deserve to be in the Emailer of the Year category based on volume alone, I'm pretty sure this show and these awards are literally all Buck Swope has. So it's nice for him to have this. That said, point 3. How in the holy cover charge did the walking typo Kevin Miller get more noms than me? Doug, you like that noms?
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
Dude couldn't prose his way out of a wet paper bag. Thanks. That's from number one Asian intern Brian Henshin. My haters can suck it. Are there Henshin haters?
Yeah. Brian Henshin, his haters can suck it.
Just like most of you here, my butcher took me to my first... and in van, too. Just like most of you here, my butcher took me to buy my first thong. Oh boy, was I nervous at first. Almost to the point of tinkling my tapered leg joggers.
Oh.
But Gil told me to throw my shoulders back and walk in there and tell the man what I wanted. I was so embarrassed, I about died when I saw a dad I knew, also in line. He said, "Hey guy, you getting a sandwich too?" "No, not exactly," I whispered. "Oh," he said, "underwear?" He yelled. "I guess so. Hey, I gotta go, Mel. See you at men's club."
It's not a bad little email.
No, there's more.
Not a bad little email.
Yeah, not
It's
bad.
made no sense.
I thought it was nice.
I sauntered up to the counter, took a number, and waited. I perused the fine cube steaks and sausage of varying thickness and lengths, alongside the kaleidoscope of thongs and sock garters. It was all so intoxicating. I almost chickened out and ran out of the store, but Gil could sense my apprehension, and he gave me his reassuring look and made me feel at ease. When the man finally called my number, the butterflies in my prostate were doing the cha-cha. But I farted them away and made my way sheepishly to the counter. "What you want, Mac?" he said to me. I squeaked out that I am going to the TMA thing this Thursday, and I'm going to wear a very thin pant, and I cannot have my boy panties showing for all the men to see. "So," he said, "you need a nice pretty thong, am I right?" Yes.
What does this have to do with the butcher?
The butcher took him there.
Where's Skip and his friend?
The butcher was available. And no thongs.
High cut and silky, and I was thinking maybe sheer too, as I have a nice old hog, and I'm about to hide it. He smiled the smile of a man who appreciated big old hogs, and he said, "No, mustn't do that. I think I got what you need." And with that, he threw his beefy and hairy leg up on the meat counter and said, "You need something like this." And he pulled back his greasy, pork-soiled apron to reveal that he, too, was wearing a tasteful yet alluring man-thong.
Oh.
That while Demure did hint at the girthy meat whistle coiled underneath. "Gee, mister," I said, "that's a swell man panty."
Oh.
"I'll take it." He whipped it right off, wrapped it up in the butcher's paper, threw it on the counter, and said, "Wear it in good health, kid." That's from the Calcified Ear. Please consider me for Rookie of the Year. It's really all I have going for me.
Calcified Ear.
God.
With a very charming email.
Leave the beaver there. "Gee, mister."
Daniel Descalsco, Lance Lynn, Jimmy the Cat Hayes. St. Louis clearly has some of the biggest names in baseball, and the Cardinals are putting the National League on notice. The Redbirds are all in for 2024. Third wild card or bust. If Mo wants to take this squad to the next level, though, Seth Maness is only 35 years old. Sure, his arm fell off from overuse, but reattach that baby and sign him up for a reunion tour. LA might have Ohtani, but we have an aging rock band decades past their prime performing a concert that no one asked for. Suck it, Hollywood.
Oh.
Besides, the best fans in baseball don't need high-priced free agents because we're happy with the mystery 2004 bobblehead giveaway on July 26th. I'd much rather have a mini Hector Luna statue than compete for a World Series. Much like Def Leppard, St. Louis used to be great in the 1980s, but our glory days are behind us. Maybe one day we'll finally get to host the NIT, but for now, the biggest attraction in the Mound City involves covering your kids' eyes as you take a white-knuckle train ride through an active war zone on the Polar Express. I hate to say it, but the most exciting thing happening in our town is an updated skeleton for an HD2 radio show about an old guy's vacation schedule and an award ceremony for horny diabetics. Speaking of the new skeleton, nice job, Plowsy. TMA All Day was on point this weekend. However, out of all the classic segments Darren could choose from, he curiously decided to replay the time he claimed it was acceptable for a fella to marry his own half-sister. When Doug pressed him on this hot take, Darren doubled down with the small caveat, it would depend on her personality before I decide if I want to bang her. Plowsy, if I pretend to be your half-brother, will you penetrate me at Hot Shots on December 14th? Doug, that's from the JV golf coach.
Sure it was. JV golf coach.
Sadie Hawkins, Doug. Ohtani signed a $700 million contract. The Blues are falling apart. Mizzou Hoops lost to Kansas. Patrick Mahomes whined like a baby about the refs instead of holding his teammate accountable for lining up off sides. But I think the lead is that it's binary, baby, and Jackson didn't get laid this weekend. The TMA Award nominees make more sense now that we know Tim was not involved, and it was basically the guy who didn't know the Botanical Garden was in the Shaw neighborhood, shoehorning his own nominees onto the ballot, and then letting Doug, Plowsy, and Iggy write in their own votes if they actually care that much, which they probably don't. Perfect.
Untrue.
No, it's true. We don't care.
Good to have Tim back as Iggy was off the rails in Tim's absence, posting pictures of himself in his Speedo on Facebook while the show was on the air and workshopping his music festival that he wants to hold in a 32 square mile around the arch. Note that would encompass over half of the entire city of St. Louis, with Jesse handling the logistics like putting up the security fencing around the massive perimeter and also procuring the thousands of vending machines to handle the concession needs of the projected 100,000 attendees. Now that Tim's back, we can get to the more important stuff like nitpicking the verbiage from the TMA Awards promo that's been running all week and also gripe about how December 26th is not a station holiday, forcing me to burn a PTO day. By the way, what's PTO? Thanks, that's from Buck Swope.
Buck Swope with a fine little email this morning.
And finally, congrats to all the nominees. Tough break for my guy Iggy not being nominated for Non-Texter of the Year after his monster non-text to Lisa Ann on the heels of his big turtleneck excursion to Ross's Dress for Less. We'll get him next year, kiddo. Thanks. That's from Gunter, supporter of people not texting porn stars back when they're too busy buying oversized neck blouses.
Oh,
and Doug, that's what we
Gunter.
have for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Who gets to go to the Cardinal game in the 5-pack available at Cardinals.com?
Well, there were some good ones. I thought one stood out above all others, and that was the calcified ear. And that's who I'm voting for, the calcified ear.
I didn't know he emailed in.
Well, then you got to
Nice.
listen more.
Hitting on all cylinders.
So I missed that one. Was it the first one?
No, it was in the middle. It was after the Hinchin emails. You
That
thought it was
probably
Kevin
did
Miller.
it.
You thought it was
I
Kevin
thought it was
Miller.
Kevin Miller, yeah.
But the name given for
Okay.
it was the calcified
I didn't
ear.
listen because I just figured it was Kevin Miller.
We're supposed to listen so we can vote.
I
We
listened.
got 10 tickets on the line here.
I listened. I thought it was Kevin Miller.
Imagine your first 3 game going to see Lynn,
You don't know?
Jackson, Gibson.
I'm
That's how
gonna
your
because
pack starts.
it was all false. But I'm gonna go with Gunter.
Gunter's was rather brief.
Yeah, it was, but
You like that,
got to the point. Yeah. Why
Is
don't
that the only one you could remember?
Well, you can text her yourself if you want.
Gunter can text Lisa Ann?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell her that Brock Purdy is making more than $50,000 a year.
Oh.
She said Brock Purdy's making $50,000 a year?
Yeah, had 4 roommates.
No, she didn't say that necessarily. The 4 roommates were true. Said he made like $250, and with taxes, it's like $125. But it's a base salary of like $795.
How about that? That actually that's not great in San Francisco, as weird as it might sound.
Yeah.
Although it's a little more affordable now than it was 20 years ago. Doug, I'm going to agree with you and go with the calcified ear.
That was a fine
Just
email.
one, the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, and those Cardinal Friday 5-pack tickets. How do you do? 10 tickets to a Cardinal
It's
game.
a fantastic prize.
There you go. And those 5-packs are available at Cardinals.com. Jackson and I are going to be available on the YouTube channel for 101 ESPN in a matter of moments, and they are not going to be happy that I was sick last week. They will not be happy about that. Probably not happy about the Blues. And Jeremy Rutherford's going to join us at 10:45. We have the weekend wrap-up coming up. It's on 101 ESPN. And then at 11:30, Jackson and I will do QFTA. And that'll be on the TMA YouTube channel and the Tim McKernan Show podcast feed. Time for us to shut it down. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, I'm Tim McKernan. This has been TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon.